Hey everyone, and welcome to another episode of the James Brown Podcast. I'm your host Raj, and with me, as always, is my co-host Spencer.
Hey everyone, it's been a while.
We are back after a week-long absence, which happened inadvertently, actually. Didn't mean for that to happen, but it did. Multiple factors at play.
Like me getting married, and you coming along and getting dragged everywhere with me.
And work schedules conflicting. But we're back. Technically, we're outside of Ghibli Month because we're in the next month now. But, whatever. Tail end of Ghibli Month. End of June, beginning of July, same thing, really.
Yeah, man.
So, actually, is it the same? Well, I mean, are we still in the same week where it ended?
We watched the movie during the period that it was happening.
All right, whatever. So, actually, I was going to say that they were probably wondering what the surprise movie is, but they won't be because I will have put it as the title.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. So, Grave of the Fireflies is what we chose. We also watched Kiki's Delivery Service because we always watch in pairs. Kiki's, by the way, good movie. I really liked it. Funny, charming. Romance was weird. Like, it kind of came out of nowhere. But yeah, Kiki's funny. Grave of the Fireflies is not a funny movie.
No.
Oh my god. So, when I first suggested this to you, you said, no, I don't want to watch it again. I'm like, what's wrong? And you're like, take on Ohana and like crush yourself even further. I was like, that's not possible. And I mean, this isn't as sad as Anohana, but it's a different kind of sad.
It's kind of like a real sad, like a heavy, like a Last of Us ending kind of sad.
I mean, I was fine for most of the movie until like even the ending. I was okay mostly, but then I thought about it and I kept thinking about it, and I just got sadder and sadder and sadder. So, Grave of the Fireflies is an old movie similar to Lapida. And it's about these two kids and their lives through World War II. And the movie's super realistic in how it portrays everything. Like, the main kid, Seita, he loses his mom pretty fast. His dad is also in the military, so his dad's not home.
His mom got wrecked.
Oh my god. So, like,
that was gross.
I think it was the Americans, they, like, dropped, like, firebombs or whatever that set everything on fire. And you saw his mom at the beginning of the movie, and you see her, like, 10 minutes later, and her entire body's just burnt up, and it's gruesome.
Yeah, like she's all bandaged and stuff, but man, it's nasty. And then she just dies.
Yeah, and Seita doesn't even get to say goodbye. He doesn't even tell Setsuko. Ugh. So Seita's like, he looks like he's like 13 or 14 years old. He's pretty young. Setsuko's even younger. She's probably like, what, 4 or 5?
Probably 4.
Something like that, yeah. So they're both extremely young. The kid loses his mother right away, so he has to move in with his aunt. And so the basis of the story is really about them just trying to get through this war as a unit, and him trying to figure out how he's going to break the death of his mother to his sister.
Did you ever feel like, because I watched the movie before, so I knew that it was doomed. Like, I knew it. Did you feel like there was hope during this movie?
Yeah.
You did?
Yeah, I didn't think anything bad was going to happen.
But the ending says that he died.
Well, I didn't think anything bad would happen to her.
Oh, okay. Well, that's... Yeah.
So, I have my, patented Raj note here. And I said there's a major lack of music in this movie, like right from the get-go, and it really sets the atmosphere that this movie is serious. There's a little bit of whimsy, but not much. This entire movie is super serious. Times are hard, times are rough. There's always like high tensions running between people. Like people are banding together mostly. Like people are like, and then this movie was, I shouldn't say surprisingly, but it kind of is surprising. Like I don't know if imperialist is the right word, but like everybody's patriotic, which makes sense because you're rooting for your own country to win a war. But I've never seen that from the Japanese side.
Yeah, me neither.
So it was really weird because, I mean, we're pretty much taught, at least in North American schools, that the Japanese side was wrong. The Axis powers were wrong, maybe even evil. It's like they're the bad guys. That's what we're taught. History's written by the winners. So it was just weird seeing, because the first thing that came to my mind was like they're celebrating the bad guys here. But then I had to think a bit more objectively. That's not the case at all. But I don't know. Did you have that feeling?
I really liked just the fact that he's like talking about, no, not the empire, the empire. They kept saying emperors and empires, and it reminded me like Japan's rich history, right? We usually only get to see like the Shogun era, right? We never get to see the World War II era of Japan.
Yeah, it's not touched on much. Miyazaki gets a lot of flack for that. Like that, he touches on it, and he doesn't advocate or he'll show the atrocities of war. And I know for a fact that he gets flack for it. But most people, most normal people respect him for it. But it's mostly in his home country. But yeah, this movie was, oh man, it was dark. It was serious. So second line, literally the second thing I wrote was, Setsuko's adorable. Probably gonna die.
I saw you write that and I just went, I knew it.
I was like, there's no way a girl this cute can make it through a movie this serious. So I said earlier that he moved in with his aunt and stuff. This woman's a goddamn bitch. Like, horror. Oh my god, this woman is horrible. To the point where when he actually finally leaves, because he can't put up with her crap anymore, I was cheering for him. I turned to you and I said, I fully support this decision to go live in a cave. Yeah. I would want to do the same thing.
The lady was she was so abrasive. Like, she would sit there and
nag.
Yeah, I understand the nagging, man.
It's horrible. It's annoying. It's terrible.
And she's so rude. It's not like it's the kid's fault, right? And then she'd get the two-faced thing where she's like, oh, the kids aren't really helping and they're blah, blah, blah. And they're doing their...
But at the same time, again, thinking back on the movie, I do agree with her on one point where she says that he doesn't do anything because he doesn't. He could have maybe found another job. He could have worked on a farm or something. And I know that he had to take care of Setsuko. That's what I was thinking while I was watching the movie. But really, because the aunt doesn't do anything, she stays at home all day. Setsuko could stay at home with the aunt. And then he could go work, and then they'd at least get fed.
I just didn't like how she convinced him to sell his mom's kimono.
And then she took a bunch of the rice. Yeah.
It's just like, come on.
Yeah, I wrote, Seita's aunt is a nagging bitch who needs to get uppercutted. Yeah, fuck that woman. I hate her. She's annoying. But so the main thing in this movie
I have no words. That was intense.
The woman needs to die. Seita's relationship.
No, she's alive.
No, she's alive. I think. Well, I mean, she's dead now. The movie was a long time ago. If she was a real person, Seita's relationship with Setsuko is the main thing in this movie. It's what you're cheering for. It's like what you see. And he goes so far for this girl. Mm. But then, like, when times get harder and they're in the cave and he needs to go steal and stuff and he leaves her. And then when she says, I don't want to be alone anymore, like, I'm tired of you leaving, that got me, man. I was like, oh, because she's in a cave all alone. She's like 4 years old.
And you know what? You got frustrated at this point. I think it's because you were watching with a bunch of us. You were kind of trying to, like, hold back or whatever. But when there was that big montage of what she did alone in the cave, like, after she had died, it kind of replayed, and you're like, we get it, she's dead. Yeah. I know you said that. But for me, that was, like, really heavy, because I was like, frick, man, like, this girl is a girl. All she had was imagination, and she just wanted fun, and life just dealt her a ridiculous set of cards.
Her last words were thank you to her brother for coming back.
Yeah.
And giving her food. Ugh.
And she even offered whatever, like, the thing she was, like, sucking on. She thought it was gummy drops. That was her prized treasure. She offered it to him just before she died. Not gonna lie, though. Having watermelon as the last thing to eat in my life is okay with me.
I'm okay with it, too.
Watermelon's pretty good.
But still, that's heavy. Like I said, actually, I don't know, did we say this on podcast or did I say this to you before? That her death was avoidable in multiple ways?
Yes, you said it before the podcast.
Okay, so her death, the thing about the movie that gets me the most is the fact that Setsuko's death at the very end is avoidable multiple ways. The money that he saved up for God knows what reason, he could have just bought food right away and she wouldn't have died of malnutrition. But I can understand why he didn't do that for a couple of reasons. One, he's saving it for emergency in case she gets injured or something. And two, he didn't know she was malnourished. I didn't know she was malnourished. No. I thought she had some kind of disease or something and she was in trouble. And like, when he takes her to the doctor, I don't know what took him so long to take her to a goddamn doctor, though. And he's like, she's malnourished. I'm like, get this girl food right now.
She looked so bad, though, with her back.
She looked terrible.
It was so painful.
It was tough to watch.
And, like, you saw it throughout all the different shots. She was itching, and they didn't really draw much attention to it, but you could totally tell that something was wrong, and it got really heavy.
So either he could have spent the money that he had saved up, or he could have moved back with an aunt, which, again, would be horrible because he'd be nagged to death. But at least she'd be alive.
Yeah.
This movie was just rough, man.
What do you think about the ghost undertones played throughout the whole movie?
I like that a lot. I thought it was real. Like, when the movie finally ended and then I realized at the beginning that was his ghost joining hers and he picks up the gumdrops full of her ashes. Oh, my God.
Yes, so bad. It hurts. Like, ugh.
I like it. I like the whole ghost thing they have going on. I understand the Grave of the Fireflies motif they're going for, and I like that too. This movie is really good, and it's a movie that I'll never watch again.
You made me watch it again, man. I almost wanted to cry. I hated it. And like when that cop goes, "Oh, this guy's dead," chucks her ashes, just like chucks them, and you're like, that was a little girl.
Yeah.
Ugh.
She was his will to live too. When she was gone, he was done.
Yeah.
That was it.
The last words he said was Setsuko. That's it.
Yeah. Oh, he didn't even say them. He just thought them.
No, he did. He said it. I
Oh,
think.
did he?
Yeah.
I don't know. Oh, and back to the aunt. The fact that she told her that her mother is dead. What is wrong with you?
Yeah, she's so rude.
What a horrible thing to do to a little girl.
Why? And she probably did it just because she thought it would serve her right or something. You know that evil, bitter feeling you get from some people?
Yeah, yeah.
Ugh. I hate it.
Aunt told Setsuko that her mom died. This is what I wrote. What the fuck, dude? This lady needs a goddamn punch to the throat.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I was really mad at this woman. I like the form of thinking that Seita had when there were raids. He would go loot homes because there's a raid. You don't want to stay in a house that's going to burn to the ground. That was smart.
It's kind of crazy though. He was going crazy at that point, like laughing and stuff.
Yeah. I mean, war does crazy things to people, right? And just the fact that how did he not get malnutrition? Does she just need more because she's younger?
I think what happens just because she's younger and her immune system isn't as good as his, right? I think she just didn't have enough to maintain herself, right?
Yeah.
And he probably was able to eat things that he found around here and there and kind of pick away at all this stuff and maintain.
I really like their cave home. That actually looks like a place that I'd like to stay in for a while. Maybe go camping. Like they set up very, very nicely. It wasn't too big of a downgrade from his aunt's place because they had one room in that place, and they had to live with a nagging bitch who never stopped. Back to the aunt's family again. I can't stop talking about this horrible woman. What the hell is wrong with the rest of her family? They don't do anything. Like they don't ever say, "Hey, maybe we should help these kids who are fucking dying."
But it's because that's just kind of this whole movie had all these tones of entitlement throughout the whole thing. They always had a cutscene to a bunch of rich people returning to their homes or saying something about, "Oh, I'm here at the pool." Or
that only happened at the end.
No, but it happened a bunch of times throughout. You saw the definition between the poor and the rich, right? Like when he was asking that one guy, he's like, "Oh, did we lose? Did we lose?" Like, get out of here, kid. Like, you know what I mean? It's just very class-like system. And so they were probably like, well, they probably all thought the same thing as the aunt. We're all being inconvenienced. And so these kids, I'm not even going to give them time.
Yeah, but her husband, like, come on.
He was busy. He was never home. He only ate and then he left.
Too busy to say, "Hey, come back to my..." Like, he ran into them once, right?
You know the aunt. I wouldn't speak up against her just so she wouldn't talk to me.
I wouldn't marry the goddamn woman so I wouldn't have to deal with that.
He probably didn't think
I can't believe he put his penis inside her. What the hell's wrong with him?
Well, the girl who came from that
She's a nice girl.
Yeah, she was nice.
From what I could tell.
She didn't help anything, though.
No, she didn't do a thing. They watched the aunt give them no food. Like, they got broth while everybody else got rice. They didn't say anything. Nobody said anything.
Mm.
I mean, the kids, they just have to take it, but come on.
This movie's such a bummer.
It really is. It's a sad way to end Ghibli Month.
Like, I was like, don't know why you chose it, honestly.
Oh, because I took it up as a challenge. When someone tells me a movie's going to cry, it's a challenge. I need to see if it's going to... I didn't cry. That person was wrong, by the way.
I want to watch Porco Rosso.
But it did make me sad. I'm done with Ghibli movies for a while, dude. It's been a lot.
I know, but Porco Rosso. That's because we doubled up every single time.
We'll watch it eventually.
I know.
It's a 13-minute podcast.
It's okay, man. Whatever.
Can't talk about a movie for half an hour.
You want to just go right into the next one?
No, it's going to be so long.
We're adding 13 minutes.
Yeah, all right.
Okay.
Why not just go to the recap now? You don't have to make another click.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, and then I could keep it a secret of what the Ghibli Month movie is going to be.
Exactly.
So
let's review it. Let's finish it up.
Right. Out of 5-point scale. Let's see. Lapida, I gave a freaking 4, I think. Whatever we watched after that, I gave a 3, I think. And then whatever we watched after that, I gave a 4.5. I remember the ratings, but I don't remember the movies themselves. No, I didn't give Whisper Heart that much. Whatever.
I think
this movie would get a solid 3.5.
I think it's masterful in the way that it depicts wartime non-romantically. I think it's really heavy. And you know those times you think, "Oh man, I wish I was born in that age"? I do not wish I was born then.
You actually said that to me. Like, aren't you
Yeah.
glad like we live in this time? I'm like, of course I do.
Yeah. Well, we were more. Never mind. We're not going to talk about that. We were talking about how quick things download and stuff. Anyways, yeah. So I think the movie deserves a 4. It gets 1 mark off because it just makes you feel like garbage and you want to cuddle anything cuddly.
The last thing I wrote in my notebook, and I'm looking at it right now, says, "I'm sad now." That's how that movie made me feel.
Yeah. To sum it up, I'm sad now.
Yeah, there we go. So, hey, welcome to the recap.
Yeah. Hey, everybody.
If you skipped the movie, that's cool. Welcome to the recap, though. So we decided to make a one podcast because why not? It's just a 14-minute review. This is the shortest one yet, and yet it had more review than a Whisper of the Heart podcast.
It's true. It's because we didn't talk about nonsense.
So, hey, happy Independence Day.
Happy Independence Day.
We're recording this on July the 4th, 2014. It's also when this will be released. I just bit myself. Most likely, I bit my cheek. It hurt.
Jose, can you see?
By the something light. I don't know.
By the dawn's early light.
What does that even mean?
By the dawn's early light.
Oh, dawn's early light. I think you said Donzer.
No.
Sounds like a bit beast.
The whole anthem is about how, like, despite a big kind of all of the things that America have gone through, the flag still stands, and the missiles are and all these things. Like, it's all about war, of course, but whatever.
Well, I mean, they were born from war, right?
Yeah.
Civil War or something?
It makes
No,
sense.
it wasn't Civil War. It was a freaking Independence War.
Yeah.
It's the Brits.
War of Independence.
Boston Tea Party. Something like. Did we ever learn about that in school? I don't think we
Assassin's
did.
Creed, man.
Yeah, I played the game. I learned more about American history from Assassin's Creed than anything else. That game was good. Main character was a piece of crap.
I don't think any of the Americans know anything about Canada, though.
That's fine.
Did any of our listeners think we live in igloos? Because we do.
We have a couple Canadian listeners.
Do we?
Yeah.
Welcome to...
Most of them are American, though.
Yeah, okay.
Most of them. I think there's like one guy from Sweden. I don't know. Maybe a few.
Hello.
She said hello with a weird accent.
Hey, that was my Swedish accent.
Oh, okay.
I have Swedish relatives. They all live
Do you?
They live in Sweden.
Okay, I don't...
My brother. Not my brother. Like, he's my brother from another mother from another nation.
Oh.
Yeah.
I thought you meant like when your actual brothers...
No. Why would one of my brothers be born in Sweden?
I don't know, because I've met both of them, and
No.
they're normal.
Levi, kind of, is blonde.
Dude, that guy is so Aryan, it's not even funny.
Levi?
Yeah.
Why?
Blonde hair, blue eyes, completely pasty white.
Aryan.
Yeah.
I thought you said arrogant.
Arrogant.
And I was like, that's really offensive. I was like, what did he do?
Levi's a good guy, man.
Yeah, I was like, speaking of Levi, so we went on our stag tournament. Stag tournament.
Last weekend was Spencer's stag party / bachelor party. And so I had a hand in planning this since I am one of his groomsmen. And also his best man, but it's a secret.
Yeah, we don't tell anybody.
So the plan, let me tell you. Oh, the overall plan was we were going to smash... God damn it. Spencer...
Some people at Big and Tall think you're my best man.
Yeah, they do. So Spencer does this thing in spare time where he likes to mod Smash Brothers. Project M, if you've ever heard of that, is basically turning Super Smash Brothers Brawl to sort of a Melee-like game.
If you Google Project M Pat Edition on Google or Smash boards, you'll find what I do.
Spencer's pretty good at what he does. And his pack is pretty popular. And he's very proud of it because he's made me playtest it a lot of times. And I've broken it a lot of times.
But you made it better.
And so, since Spencer's so proud of it, we decided we'll rent out a theater and we'll play his Smash Brothers game. It'll be fun.
It'll be a tournament.
Cool.
Yeah.
And our other plan was we're going to go camping. That's going to be fun. And then we're going to put Spencer in a mountain and he has to go hike to the top while the rest of us hunt him down with paintball guns and airsoft guns. So... we were also going to make this whole Smash Brothers thing a tournament where the loser of the tournament had to hike up a mountain with Spencer.
As a company, yeah.
So already, because everybody planning the party, with the exception of Sean, not you, Sean, some other Sean that we know, he is horrible at video games. So, we're okay with Smash. And I as soon as I knew we were playing Smash Brothers, I'm like, I'm not hiking up a mountain. Yes. So Spencer has to change in his bachelor outfit uniform.
Oh my gosh. Okay, it was really, really short Speedo shorts, and then this pink turtleneck that was already too short, and then my brother decided to cut above the nipple line. Like, uncomfortable. It was just uncomfortable. So I kept the bottom part and kept the hike up so no one had to see my man nips the whole time. It fell down. Eventually I just embraced it.
So while that was happening, while Spencer was changing, they had brackets for the tournament. So Spencer's friends, I know a couple of them. I don't know everybody. And so Ray was with me, and so was Georgie. We've mentioned those two. Those two are actually brothers. So right away, they paired up. It was like, uh-oh. Like, who do I pair up with? And I'm like, Raj? Spencer. I'm like, yeah. And then you came in, you're like, J&B does Smash Brothers? I'm like, J&B does Smash Brothers. So you and I destroyed this goddamn tournament.
Yeah, we won.
Our combination of you playing Ganondorf and me playing Peach, we were right at the top. We made it to the top, and the very last game.
Yeah, we lossless. We won every game.
You were like, hey, I'm really good with Mario. We should play Mario. I'm like, Spencer, just play Ganondorf. Like, we're going to win. And you're like, no. Mario. So he picks Mario. I pick Peach, of course.
Mario Peach.
Yeah, and then we lost.
Yeah, we did.
We lost to your brother.
But look, he had lost before, and technically what we didn't know until the tournament was over, which I kind of did, but I didn't want to make the tournament go on longer than it should have, is everybody, just the way the tournament was the loser of that, if lossless, falls into this bracket of winning. So we could actually try again. We actually didn't lose that tournament.
Yeah.
There's an unfinished match between me, you, my brother, and, well...
Technically, we're supposed to have a rematch.
We could replace Callum with Georgie, and it's roughly the same thing.
The plan was always focus the guy who can't play, and then win. Because Levi, which is Spencer's brother, was easily the best Smash Bros. Player there.
He was crazy.
He's extremely good.
His partner sucked.
That was the perfect thing. He was the best player, and he was paired up with the worst player.
Yeah, and so
meanwhile, Spencer's good, and I'm only okay.
Yeah.
So we could play okay. I saved you so many times in my vaginal
Oh my
turnips.
gosh, that was great! Like I was about to get wrecked, and he like butt smashed the crap out of those guys. Felt really good. Yeah. Playing his doubles in Smash is a lot of fun.
It's actually a lot of fun, yeah.
Because there's a lot more play to it than you think.
So intense.
It did. Now that's not like once the Smash was over, it was all good.
This was bullshit, by the way, because we were like top 2 for Smash, and I was like, I'm not gonna go hiking. And then Brian, who was the guy who's playing this, he's like, yeah, now we're gonna play Mario Kart to see who hikes up a mountain. I was like, oh god, no.
No, Mario Kart. That was the original plan.
I didn't know that.
Oh, okay.
See, Mario Kart is anybody's game.
Yeah.
With the exception of Levi, who's extremely good at Mario Kart because he's played the goddamn game so much that he knows every shortcut.
Yeah.
And he's only once did not get first place.
Levi wrecked this whole tournament.
Yeah, Levi was really good.
But the problem with Levi is he's not a geek. That's the issue. He has everything else going for him too, and it really bothers me.
So Mario Kart was bad because I choked. I choked hard. Like I was at the bottom like 4, and Spencer turns to me like while I'm playing, and he's like, "Can you even hike up a mountain?" And I was like, "If I'm hiking up a mountain, I'm dragging you down with me because I am not a hiker."
You didn't even you didn't land in the bottom turn.
No, I was almost.
Oh, like I believed in you.
when they told me that like even Brian or Levi was like, why are you, like Izzy knows I'm not bad at video games. Like, why are you doing so bad? I'm like, I don't know. So it was the last stage. It was like the stage with all the cars and crap. That's
like Toad's Turnpike?
Yeah. And I was like, okay. Because I was playing like trying to get gutsy. Because I want to fall behind. I want to get better, right? And I'm like, just play safe. And that's it. And I rocketed myself back into safety. And I was so happy.
We did a last Grand Prix of the last 4 people left. That was probably... Because they played 50cc because they all suck, right?
Yeah.
And we played like the first retro map version. It's like Leaf Cup or Mushroom Cup or something. And it was so intense because they passed all the computers, right? Computers suck at 50cc. And oh man, it was neck and neck. And people, they were like first, second. Oh man, it got down to the wire. It was so close.
And so at the end... The guy who lost was Callan, and he had to hike up the mountain with
And he was the guy who like was partnered as the worst Smash Bros. Player.
He spent the entire trip up to the cabin trying to get out of it.
Yeah, he did. He would always mention things like, oh, well, what if we did it this way? Or what if we did it this way? And I was with them because, honestly, Bryce dropped the big bomb that it was a 15-kilometer hike up a mountain. And I'm like, are you kidding me?
This is right after you just did Tough Mudder,
yeah,
too.
Yeah, and Tough Mudder was 19.2 kilometers. And I was like, look... I don't want to hike up a mountain for 15 freaking kilometers. That's stupid. Who would want to do that?
I didn't want to do that. That's
Nobody even wanted to. And I was so lucky that it rained. And it rained
the entire time we were there. And then when we got home, it was bright and sunny, and I was mad.
You know what? The rest of the stag party turned out good. It was all dares.
Should we talk about what we did at the Burger King? Or what I did at the Burger King?
What Burger King? You mean the Carl's Jr.?
The Carl's Jr. So there was... There's Carl's Jr. If you're Canadian like us and you're not too familiar with it.
No, Carl's Jr. is American.
I know. That's what I said. If you're Canadian like us and you're not too familiar with it.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
It's basically fancy McDonald's, more or less. It's high class McDonald's, high class fast food. So it's like you got a really nice seating, really nice interior. I go from the back of the chair, put my food down, and then I was gonna walk. I was gonna like step over, and Levi's like, "You gonna jump it?" I'm like, "Well, now I have to," because he said that. So I take a step back. I need to preface this by saying the pants I'm wearing now are the pants I was wearing then. And these are extremely tight pants. I have no flexibility in these things. But they look good. So, you gonna say anything? Or you gonna comment on my pants?
They look great.
Well, you don't like them?
I like your pants.
Okay.
They're nice pants. They fit you well.
Yeah, thanks.
It's not the pants. The pants weren't the reason you didn't make
They
it.
were the reason.
No, it was your...
I got snagged.
You probably haven't stretched in a year. I would say you probably haven't
How lazy do you think I am?
You probably haven't had a decent stretching session since grade 12.
Oh my
4
God,
years
Spencer.
ago.
No.
Rajpreet, tell them what happened and they'll understand.
So I take a couple steps back. So Levi's on my left, George's on my left. There's a gap in the middle. I'm like, I can make this jump, whatever. I walk up to the thing, I jump, I make it over, and then my foot gets caught on something. And apparently something was Levi. And then I smash headfirst into Georgie's face. It was so painful. I bang my shin on the table, and I get up, and Levi's like, dude, you're bleeding. And Spencer's like, no, it's just ketchup. I take a napkin, dab it on my face, and I'm like, no, that's definitely blood. But the pain from the cut was nowhere near the intensity of the pain from my shin, and I just kept saying my shin hurts really bad.
What about the pain from the embarrassment?
No, dude, I don't get embarrassed.
But you just bailed trying to do hardcore parkour.
I don't get embarrassed.
I guess so. It was pretty funny.
So, by the way, I looked to the table next to me. Your older brother Bryce is literally on the floor laughing. And he's crying. And then like everybody else who was in the stag was laughing. And poor Georgie is covering his face. And he's like, my head. My head. So we ate our food. That was good. Bryce comes up to me later. He's like, I can't believe you just did that. It's like, I saw that from beginning to finish. And while you were going up to it, I thought to myself, no way he's going to do it. And then he was like, you made that trip for me already. I was like, yes. That was fun.
The rest of the stag was pretty much just, my brother knows a ridiculous amount of dare games. Like, if you ever seen the Japanese Silent Library, we did that kind of version.
I got we both got some of the worst ones.
I had 3 drops of hot wax dripped in my belly button.
That looked painful.
And the worst part was that it was unmelted candle. So he lit it and waited and hovered over my belly button, waiting for the hot wax to even start developing.
I got every person in the room, which was a lot of us, there was like over 20 guys, gets a chance to lob a ball at your balls.
Yeah.
And
was a heavy ball.
everybody except for Brian missed. Yeah. Thank God, I was scared.
Sean almost hit you in the face.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
I caught it.
He's so uncoordinated. I love it. And then we played a different game later. It's called Fred. It's a card game.
Dude, Fred is so much fun. I want to play
Fred is pretty funny because when you play Fred, you pick up a card and you try to get credits. And the way we did it, the way you're supposed to play the game is you play until everyone just says, I'm done. And usually if you're done, you just leave the game. You keep how many credits you have. The person with the most credits wins.
Uh-huh.
Okay,
we made it more fun.
We made it more fun, whereas you need 3 credits to get out of the game. Because clearly everyone wanted to get out of the game. It was our 3rd dare game of the day. So Raj grabs on the table, reads what's on his card, turns around, and full on slaps Callan, the loser of the Smash tournament and the Mario Kart tournament, across the face.
He fell backwards into the sink.
And everybody took a step back and went, whoa, what the heck is happening? Everyone was like, it's my card. It was my card. And then, because we thought Raj just all of a sudden decided to like destroy this kid. Then later he gets another card, turns around and slaps Ray across the face
I got
too.
2 slap cards.
Like, what are the chances?
I think it was Georgie was like, I thought that guy said something wrong to you because that's what you would do. You would hit him.
Just a full-on slap?
I would not slap.
You wouldn't have done that at my stag either. I asked you to behave.
It's true. You asked me for 2 things. You said, don't get drunk, which I didn't. I followed that rule of yours.
Well, look what happened to the guy who got drunk.
Yeah, and you said, don't be too much like yourself.
No, I said, don't be too crass. That's all I said.
Yeah.
Which is, I guess, like yourself.
I think I held it back.
No, you were, everyone keeps talking about how, like, polite you were and stuff. It's good. Feels good, man.
That's not how I really am.
Shut up. It's all that matters.
Oh man. Okay, so Spencer literally yesterday asked me, he said, look, no one's giving a speech at my wedding. Can you give a speech? And I was like, sure. And then you were like, no swearing, no comparing anything to dicks. And you gave me a bunch of things.
No sexual stuff.
I was like, okay. And then you were like, no anime. I'm like, you literally just took away everything. I have nothing left.
Well, the thing is, even if you brought up anime, all of the 120 hicks in this wedding wouldn't care. They're all hunters and fishers. Like 3/4 of the whole wedding is Janelle's invite only.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Family. Huge family. I didn't invite my family to the wedding.
Is it just your immediate family?
My extended cousins and aunts and stuff are coming to the ceremony, and then they're gone. And I didn't invite them to the reception because they're not my, like, they're blood, but they're not my family.
I know what I'm going to do for this speech. I've got it figured out.
You make it heartwarming, the fuzzies?
Maybe.
My one request is that you direct some stuff to Janelle.
Yeah.
Cool.
That's what we discussed today. The funny thing is, Spencer was like, the only one I'm afraid of doing anything wrong at the wedding is Raj. He's like, you came to me and said, you are a loose cannon. I was like, thank you. That's such a compliment.
Yeah. Honestly, you're the only one I'm worried about. You asked me, you're like, can I bring my 3DS? And I was like, no!
I'm bringing my 3DS.
At my fine, you know what, you can bring your 3DS, whatever. But then, okay, it's so funny trying to describe a white wedding to 3 brown guys. Because they're like, wait, when does this wedding start? And I'm like, in the morning, where you like, you know, we all get dressed and then we're all like suiting each other up and then we go and help. I'm like, why? I'm like, because we're all supposed to just support me and say, you're going to be nervous, you loser? And I was like, no.
You were like, yeah, why are you going to be nervous? You're just getting married.
And I was like, and then I'm like, but it's about the future. And like, don't think about that, you pansy. And I was like,
yeah, like, you don't think about the future, you think about the day, the celebration.
And then I'm like, okay, well, the ceremony's at 1:30, ends at 2:30. And like, okay, what do you have after that? Pictures? Are the pictures going to be gay poses? And I was like,
oh, that was Ray.
I was like, yeah, I guess. And then we come back. Is there food? Yeah, there's food. Is there desserts? What kind of desserts? I'm like, there's food, okay? And then what do we do afterwards? Can I go home? No, you can't go home.
Because you said everything ends at like 8 o'clock and then it's like free time. I'm like, all right, we're going to go home. Then you're like, no.
No.
Like,
not you.
There's nothing for me to do.
You're in my wedding party. You have to support me.
That's why I'm going to have my 3DS on me.
Okay, fine, whatever.
Just in case. I'm going to have to do something like while we're traveling to the photo locations.
Okay, but, you know, just make sure you don't ruin your suit.
From what? It's 3DS.
And Ray made fun of me. My family.
For what?
For my stupid hotel. My family
Yeah, room 2. That was weird.
Yeah, it was really lame. Like, honestly, though, my family is not rich. And so a bunch of people put together for me and Janelle to have 2 nights in a hotel.
Which is very nice of them.
Very nice of them. Not like the Fairmont in Vancouver or anything. Just like a really nice Sandman or something.
It's a modest hotel. Yeah, it's good.
In Aldergrove or whatever that is. So if you don't know Aldergrove, it's kind of like, I don't know.
It's a city.
It's a very small city, like 2-step city size downwards from Vancouver, sort of. Whatever, you don't know. It doesn't matter. It's pretty small. And so they were making fun of me for that. And I was getting kind of offended at that because I was like, honestly, like, oh, somebody favorited our tweet. That's
nice. How nice of them.
Reddit Ghibli. They only like us because of Ghibli Month.
Every Ghibli Month tweet we make,
So they're gonna unfollow us now?
They don't even follow us. I don't know how he keeps finding our tweets if he doesn't follow us.
But I guess we're never gonna get favorited by him ever again.
I'm okay with that.
That's okay. But yeah, it just made me bummed. I'm just happy just because it's nice to do something else.
I don't know. It was really weird. I mean, it doesn't matter where it is.
But Ray even
it's just spending your first night.
So self-entitled. You know, he was making fun of that guy for liking his truck,
which made no sense.
Yeah. Anyways, we're blabbering on about stuff.
It really annoys me what he did there.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Okay, we'll explain that and then we'll move on to anime actually. But Ray loves his cars. He just bought a new used 2012 Audi S4. It's a really nice
Same car I have actually.
But yours is 2002, 4?
Yes, mine's a lot older.
Yeah. And they're nice cars. Audis are nice cars. But Ray is such like a prick when it comes to cars. He's so rude.
It's true.
He'll trash anybody if they even think. Okay, the way Ray works is you have something nice, he has something nicer. Even if it's not, it's nicer. Always. It's always true. And so this one guy, my brother's brother-in-law, was at my stag. And he was just, he has this really nice red truck with nice chrome. And Levi mentions, oh, you have a nice truck. He goes, thanks. And Ray goes, I hate that Chris guy. He was just bragging about his truck all day, and he thought he had the best car in the world, and I hate that guy. And then we're like, he didn't say anything. It's like, well, Levi brought it up. I'm like, shut up, Ray. Like, what? I don't know. I think Ray was just getting all tweaked because nobody talked about his S4. It's not your stag, man.
Also, nobody cares about what car most people have.
I don't even own a car. I sold my car.
It's true, you don't have a car.
I'm getting excited to buy an e-bike.
You are actually.
It has cruise control up to 32 kilometers an hour.
We drove there in a Mercedes. I mean, we drove there in a pretty nice car.
It was a nice car. Good ride.
Yeah, so I don't know what he's complaining about. It's nothing. He wants to be the center of attention in terms of his car because he spent God knows how many years saving for that thing.
And he spent so much money with a lease.
He's broke.
He's broke. Poor guy. Anyways, so we have, I guess that was a week's worth of Spencer and Raj tales. We'll have a description plug-in thing there to get the stories going if you don't really care, but a lot of you care apparently, so there's that. Oh, so yeah,
I feel like there was something I need to say something, but I can't
think
remember
about
what
it.
it
I'll
is.
talk for a bit. So pretty much what's going to happen is I'm getting married in 8 days. 8 painful days. I can't wait. I'm doing so much crazy amounts of work trying to get ready for this wedding, which is in Janelle's backyard, prepping, all this stuff.
As such, this will be our final podcast for at least 2 weeks.
Well, yeah. So yeah, exactly. Because I'm not gonna have any time after the wedding.
You're getting married next week, and the honeymoon the week after.
Yep.
So
this, yeah.
We just come back from a hiatus, and we're gonna go on another hiatus.
I'm honestly, I'm sorry, but we've been going on since what? October, November?
What?
How long have we been releasing these podcasts now?
October, November. We didn't start that early.
January at least.
No.
Yes.
Did we?
Yeah.
Has it been that? No, we started in the summer.
It was not the summer.
Yeah, we started in the summer, didn't we?
This is summer.
Are you...
We've been going on since
We started in
summer
the spring.
flamenco in January. We reviewed 3 podcasts before even going to the spring. We did a winter recap.
Yeah, that's true. All right.
We must have been going for at least 6 months now.
I guess so.
That's crazy. Anyways, so it just kind of, I'm getting married and I need to do life stuff. I think you guys understand.
But we'll be back.
We'll be back.
We're back with
we're
the
trying to
summer
find
season.
out how we're going to be back, because honestly, it's pretty heavy trying to do as much as we did this season, but we'll try to keep it up.
Also, I have some plans for the next season.
Oh, good.
Going to give our viewers a bit more power
Okay.
over what we watch.
Reviewers?
No, viewers.
Oh,
listeners.
Okay,
Listeners,
cool.
sure. I still can't remember what I was going to say. I can't remember what it is. It was something funny. Damn it. I lost it. I lost the funny.
Oh,
It's
that
gone.
wasn't the funny
It's
part?
gone. We should just give up and stop now.
Okay, so
We should just go home.
this podcast is going to be laid out a little differently than our normal podcast.
No random topic button.
No random topic button.
This is our end of season podcast.
So we are going to do mini reviews of every single season that had a good ending, a bad ending, a meh ending that's still going on, that we dropped, and that we didn't even talk about but we watched. And we're going to have description,
Also, we still have to.
quick links, and everything.
We forgot to watch Chaika. We haven't watched Chaika yet. Oh shit.
Okay,
Okay, we need to pause this podcast.
we'll be back.
We'll be right back. And we're back.
Magical. How about that, eh?
So, we just watched Chaika. I mean, we'll talk about it when we get to that, but oh man,
Oh, man.
what an ending.
That was so good.
Can't believe we
Everything
forgot
we've
to watch
said
it.
that was good about Chaika was resolved. And you know what? Second season in
In
October.
fall. Oh my god, I'm so excited.
Oh my
All right.
goodness. This is why we watch anime.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
So anyways, we're going to start off with the animes that we had followed and discussed that had good endings. And some of them are watched by me. Some of them are watched by Raj. Some are watched by both. And so we're going to go in really no particular order, but we're starting with the good ones that we found out of all these. So I'm going to start off talking about
Ping pong.
Ping Pong. So I'm not going to talk about it long because I already did. And one of our followers actually watched it based off my recommendation and love it. So good. If you're looking for an anime that takes, I guess, a look at sports differently, has crazy undertones, amazingly beautiful art style in the way that it portrays the characters, and such a perfect ending for that series, this is for you. This one wrapped itself perfectly in a little package that you could say, if you want to watch a sports anime and you want to see what anime can accomplish, Ping Pong is for you. Don't hesitate to recommend
I
it.
think Ping Pong. I mean, I didn't watch it more because I didn't particularly like it, but I can very easily say, Ping Pong proves that anime is an art form.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's high art in Japan.
Want to rate it? Let's do a 10-point scale rating for the actual series.
Crap. Okay.
I won't rate it because I only watched.
I'm
going
gonna give Ping Pong a 10.
Really
It was
that good?
It left a mark on me. Like, the characters were super sound. It had so many good undertones to it. It was funny. It was unique. It had a great ending and a great beginning. There was nothing obscenely wrong with it.
Right.
The only negative point that I couldn't give it, but someone else might, was the art style and the animation was gyrating. It was a little off-putting. But that was a plus in my opinion. I give it a 10.
Okay.
I'm gonna write it down.
That's
so
fair.
you talk about
What is that thing? I don't know what that is. What is it? What am I looking at?
Oh, it's a a big thick blackout curtain for my room that wouldn't get pulled up with the string anymore, so I ripped it out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I'm gonna write the number for ping pong down there, and you're gonna talk about if her flag breaks.
So if her flag breaks, honestly, the ending for this anime, the last two episodes, the last episode or the second to last episode, sorry, it itself was really, really, really good. It did the thing because I told you like everybody except for Nanami forgot about Sota.
Yeah, I actually want to hear how this ended.
And
I'm
so
pretty interested.
Nanami actually finds out that, or she breaks into his room. Okay, I'm going to back up here. They go through this thing where months pass without Sota because where he is, life goes so much faster than where she
Like
is.
Log Horizon or Sword
Kind
Art
of.
Online or whatever.
Well, I think Log Horizon was 1-to-1. They didn't say anything about that.
I think they did. They mentioned something.
Yeah?
I think maybe.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
they did. Because remember, he was in the ancient history tech books.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Okay. I think it was Sword Art that was 1-to-1, maybe.
Yes, Sword Art was 1-to-1.
But anyway, so like Sota's gone. Nanami's like she asks everybody, and they don't know who he is, and she like tries reminding them. That doesn't happen, and she's like, "I'll just like," and then she just tries to live life. And months go by. Like we go, summer finishes, we're into fall, and like you can still see like she looks at his sea longingly, like he's still gone. Then fall goes by, it's winter, and they do the scene. There's no dialogue during all this, by the way. There's nothing, it's just music. And she does this thing where the entire group is walking, she's walking a little bit further and looking sad, and then she just looks up and smiles and like runs forward like to join them. And then like after that, everything is shown. She's happy again. Everything's fine. She's
gotten over it.
She's gone over him. She's forgotten him.
Why'd she forget?
She didn't forget. She's gone over
had to
it.
move on,
Yeah,
right?
she moved on. But then one day, like everybody's graduating. They have to leave the quest storm, and everybody's leaving. And oh no, they're not graduating. The president graduated, and apparently the quest storm could only stay as a building while she was in school, so it's going to get demolished. And they're moving. And then they're all like, oh, we had good times, yada, yada, yada. And as they're moving away, one of the girls says, why do we even want to live here in the first place? And the other girl's like, I don't know. And that stops Nanami dead in her tracks. And she runs into the dorm, and she tries to open his door, locked. And she bashes on it, breaks through. And then Rudy shows up. She's like, I never thought you'd be able to break the barrier that Sota put up. And it turns out Nanami's his real life sister.
Oh.
His real life sister from the real world. Sota is actually a prince of her country, Bladefield, and Nanami's his older sister. The older sister that he has dreams about on the Titanic is actually Nanami.
Oh, interesting.
And she followed him into this world because she couldn't bear being away from her little brother.
Which is why she couldn't see flags on her head.
Which is why he can't see flags on her head because she's
not
real.
digital. Yeah.
She's real. And best comment about this was the Nanami Sota ship never sank that fast before. It sank instantly. But then she does this cool thing where she brings everybody down to the chest and she's like, will you help me save my brother? And they're like, they slowly start to remember him from her. And basically there's this whole thing where Nanami's like consciousness would like split in half and the two like rejoined. Whatever. Basically she knows she's the brother now, or the sister.
Yep.
And so Sota's doing this whole Matrix thing. He has like this he has like this black cloak around him, and he's really cool. He gives other people death flags. The angel boat has like minions, and he just gives them all death flags, and they die that way, which is really sweet. Like they're giving this epic speech. He's like, an epic speech, huh? That's a death flag, and they all die. I'm like, that's pretty cool. And he wears this. Okay, he wore this really stupid visor, and they did it for this one reason. I know exactly why, because they do the thing where things are getting intense, and the visor starts breaking, and then it breaks as soon as he says something epic. They did it for that reason. Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
And that happened that's a trope that's like I saw for the first time in Gundam Wing, which is pretty good. But anyway, he starts losing. He's actually losing this fight pretty badly because his power of death isn't strong enough apparently. But then like he sees a flash and all the girls appear, every single girl in his harem, in the outfit of the class they represent, which is cool. So like the samurai girls dressed as samurai, the knight is dressed as a knight, the magician is dressed as a magician. It's so cool. And then in the final episode, like they all start fighting for him, and they're like, "We won't let you touch Sota." And like his sisters are like, "I won't let you hurt my like little brother, my big brother, whatever." And they all love him and stuff like that. And then the stupid Sud was like, "It's not like I want to protect you or anything." And then she like kills a bunch of things. Like, what the hell? What was that? Like, you wouldn't be here if it wasn't for it. It makes no sense. Yeah. So the entire fight, by the way, there's this giant horn that blows out. And I was like, no, they're not. They're not doing it. The goddamn Titanic shows up in the virtual world he's in and starts shooting lasers at Sota. And I was actually on Skype with Angelo because we were playing League of Legends while I was watching this. I can multitask. And I was like, oh my God. He's like, what? I'm like, the boat just came for him. He's like, yep, it just did. It was so retarded. But that was funny. They had to defeat the boat. The boat was the angel boat, of course. They win. Everything's nice. He goes back to the real world. Number 0 is actually the very first queen who held the very first flag. And she looks exactly like Nanami. And overall, ending... Oh, and also turns... And then he went and... during this whole fight, Akane... Everybody is virtual, right? She finally says, I'm in love with you. And Sota starts crying. Like,
Who's Akane?
She was the first girl who fell, remember, and like banged her head, bumped her head.
Her.
Yeah, and he starts crying from that. He's like, someone actually loves me. Like, he never thought he was worthy of that. Oh, and his final thing, I forgot. This whole stupid thing was revealed. Remember Sakura, the girl given the flag power?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's another version of her that he also met, but his memories of her were erased. Basically, Sakura gave him the power to see flags. The other girl gave him the power to collect death flags. So whenever he broke a death flag, he actually collected it and applied it to himself, which is why his death flag was enormous. And the reason he needed to do that was so he could use the final giant death flag on himself and give it to the giant Titanic boat. So he killed the boat with his own death flag, which is pretty cool. Okay, honestly, really well done.
Did they explain how is this world a high-tech world, or how is this Matrix thing?
It's pretty much our modern day world. He can go with the Matrix is all.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, he goes back to his country. He actually transfers into the school that he was in the virtual world, and he meets Akane. He's like, I'm not he calls her. He's like, hey, Akane. She's like, have we met? And he's like, he says, I'm not a creep or anything. Like, I'm just moving here. She's like, so am I. And she goes to see a room, and like he remembers the thing that breaks. So before it breaks, he grabs her from behind and brings her in, and it's like this really intimate hug. And then she's like, oh, and he's like, because he's kind of in love with her, and it was a really nice moment. And she's like, you saved me. He's like, yeah. Like, this was an actual scene, not a lame ass saving.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
So like she's like almost like, dude, she would have died pretty harshly. Also, he has no flag powers, I think. Oh, and they said the flag power is hereditary. It goes through his bloodline.
So she wants some of that.
Anyway,
what's your ranking?
Honestly, it brought itself back. It made the Matrix work. It was really well done. 8 out of 10.
Really?
Well done for a harem anime. Very well done.
Cool. I'm
surprised.
Let's just say I'm more of an optimistic point giver. You're a more pessimistic point giver.
I am.
So I'm more like IGN. You're more like N4G or something like that. Okay. So 8 out of 10 is a really good score for you.
Honestly, well done. And for flag breaks, Sean gave a fantastic image of what I expected when I watched it, what I actually got it. Yeah, well done. Oh my god. Doesn't need another season. I would be very disappointed if I actually got another season. But yeah.
Good game.
Honestly, unique experience from beginning to end. So No Game No Life was such a good anime. This was probably the second best anime of the season. That at least ended this season.
Completely agree.
It was so good. The ending was perfect. It was perfect for this anime.
Yeah.
They had horrible despair. They were going to lose. Izuna was OP as all hell. And like we called it, Steph was the one who carried the game.
You didn't call it. I did.
I said she would carry the game.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, I did.
You were like, Steph's been so useless. I thought she was going to carry. And then I'm like, she is going to.
So I was right. I said she was going to carry.
Yeah,
and then
you gave up hope.
Yeah,
I still believed.
But I was still right.
She only did carry. She only carried because she was unconscious.
It was so funny.
That timing, though, was epic.
She's like, Sora, Shiro, is that okay? Are you even here? She doesn't even know. That was good. The way the game ended was nice. I liked how
it made sense.
I like how he tied everything down with Izuna, yeah. I like how they had a bath scene when he was with the grandpa, and he's like, if I told you my plans, you wouldn't understand them, which is so true. I like how the shrine priestess was in the bath, and he totally called it. And like, she's like, I want to get revenge right now. And he's like, yeah, those two are after you now. Like, it's just so good. It's perfect. It brings in the Death Note aspect where you never know how far ahead the main character has looked. And you don't know exactly what's part of his plan.
And it didn't rush this last episode. Even though they had 2 big events.
It was paced so well.
It was paced really well. And I love the coin flip.
The coin toss was great.
Really I
love how Izuna's like, you're not fooling anybody.
Yeah.
I love how he's gained respect from everybody now. Yeah. When people see what he's capable of, he has their respect.
And when it zoomed out to show the world as a giant chess thing, and he's like, why are there chess pieces? Like, everything was talked about that we wondered. And everyone's like, oh yeah. And he's like, I am challenging God.
I like the fact that he has to bring the races together. He doesn't have to conquer them. Mm-hmm. He has to bring them together like a typical shonen anime.
Now, this one is tough for us to rate because it's not over.
By the way, the old gods at the end?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Okay, what did he mean, you must have one? What did he say? Like, I don't understand
An old god. Must have one.
Why does she have one?
I don't know.
Because she's a shrine priestess, I guess. He just assumed that
So I guess she served one of them.
Served the shrine. Okay, I guess that makes sense.
Yeah, so he's going to beat a god
he goes,
before he fights another god.
I love how he was like, well, let's see. wait, gods are races? Boom! Just like, let's challenge them. He would do it too.
It is. Oh,
it's all part of his plan.
Sora, fantastic character. Second best protagonist this season, honestly. So as far as ratings go, oh man, No Game Left was so good.
It's hard to rate it though because it's not over.
So?
I guess so, yeah.
I give it a 9. It was great. They only had one episode I didn't like.
I give it an 8. And that 8 is purely given out of story. Way too much ecchi for my liking, but I held on because it was so good. And honestly, a little too much ecchi for my liking.
All right.
Yeah, so I'm going to put down 8 there, and you can start us off with The World is Still Beautiful.
Oh yeah, I forgot we watched that. World is Still Beautiful, honestly, had a perfect ending for itself. Because what happened was, I watched a preview for the second last episode, and Nikke was all sad, and she called Levy's name, and I was like, what conflict are they going to shove into the anime at the very, very last episode? But the conflict they chose made so much sense. It's something that actually happens in real life.
Yep.
Loneliness. Mm-hmm. Being apart for too long. I've experienced that. You've experienced that. Everyone's experienced that. And it's true. Everything that happens to Nikke, I could feel. Because I felt the same thing at one point in my life, at least. It was perfect.
You said you didn't feel anything, but when that grandma stopped being so stubborn, like I've seen stubborn people like that before who get really like shut up and angry when something's not going their way. But when she got up and sang that pop singer song,
which by the way should be the actual Tender Rain song. Because man, that song, like when they started saying what the lyrics were, I was like, oh
man, it hurts the heart. Not it's a tender rain. Okay, like you've heard it. We sang it. It's just. But I felt really like kind of like warmed and heartwarmed because of like Nikke and her grandparents, and like I'm seeing what Janelle's going through with her parents about leaving and coming into my house.
Yeah.
And I can see like Nikke is really brave for just leaving her whole country, right?
Yeah, that's true.
She's not even, I'm like 15 minutes away from her parents. She's a huge sailing trip away, right?
Yeah.
Nikke's pretty brave. And so that kind of got me. But I really liked the ending. It was a really sweet ending.
Ending was good. I like the way they ended it. Absolutely. I like how things are tied up at the same time they're not. You could definitely see there's more that could be shown.
But I honestly don't think it deserves a second season.
I don't want a second season.
I wouldn't watch it.
It was fine the way it was. It is fine the way it is.
And the problem is, though, the series, despite being good, was so average.
I wouldn't say it's
average. It was a classic shoujo trope.
It was better than most shoujo. If it was an average shoujo, I wouldn't have watched it.
Yeah, but I'm not giving it any higher than a 7.
Yeah, that's what I would give it too. Okay. But for shoujo anime, again, we're not the target audience for those kind of things. So the fact that we're giving it this kind of praise means it's done something really good.
But 7 is a decent. It's not like jaw dropping, but it wasn't bad. That's why it got in our good.
I enjoyed it every week. The way that Levy treated the grandmother is the exact same way I would treat the grandmother because I don't pull my punches. I love it. I love the way they treat each other. It's great. I love that he says, "I know how you feel because the person I want to see most in the world right now, I can't see again." Oh man.
Get you right in the feels,
So Chaika the Coffin Princess, the best anime hands down of this season. Oh my god. We literally just watched the episode.
Actually, you heard us.
It was so good.
We put it off for like a week.
2 weeks.
To watch it together.
This is the only episode we've just said we have to watch this together.
We promised we'd watch all the endings, but we ended up not doing that. Except we held on to Chaika, which proves its awesomeness, right?
Oh my goodness.
What words? This whole series, we've had nothing but good words. There's that epic unicorn attack, not robot, but epic unicorn attack. There was the world building. There's the mystery. There's the Saturday morning adventure feel. The camaraderie. The harem, but it's very light.
This last episode culminated everything I love about this series.
Like I was saying,
episode.
When the flying towers were attacking each other, I'm like, that makes sense. They've spent enough time building the world up for that to make sense.
At the same time, things have happened that we don't know, like we don't understand, but it just hypes me up. It's not this doesn't make any sense. It's this can absolutely make sense in this universe. I just want to see.
And this
Toru has never been this manly.
Oh, he was so manly.
Oh my god, the way he wrecked that kid was just. Oh my goodness.
He's like, "And you're gonna die." He got up, turned around, and just stabbed. And he took one right to the arm.
Took a sword in the arm.
And then a crossbolt to the upper left chest.
Yeah, and he just run. And then he.
Not only that, but how long has he been running and fighting? Like, he fought Akari. He fought those, white dog things. He wrecked one of those white dog things.
Not as bad as Frederica.
No, Frederica went crazy.
Dude, Chibi Frederica is so cute. I love her voice when it's like that.
I was blown away by this series' ability to trick us. We've never been tricked. in a long time.
The look on her face, we had the same look on our face when her stomach started bulging. We've both seen Alien.
Yeah.
And that's what I saw it going. I'm like, is one of those white things going to
I was
pop
like,
out?
Alien? And then it was...
Frederica.
I was expecting a little dragon. No, it was a kind of poorly drawn chibi
It
Frederica.
was so cute.
And then like when Akuri kind of just wrecked that guy in the head,
That was awesome.
like all the villains just died. When those two actually are in their right mind, no one can stop them.
yeah.
It's so good.
Toru going blood iron and then like taking it to its limits. Like when he was fighting, you were like, oh, this is a fight I've been waiting for. And the fact that Toru was starting to lose, I'm like, what's going on? He's like, oh, you're tired. I'm like, that makes sense.
It makes total sense. And when the other like floating castle body checked the other one, I was like,
Nobody saw that. We didn't see that coming.
nobody in the castle knew it was happening
Yeah.
either, and I like that because it makes sense.
It does it, though?
Because they've been getting hit by lasers at the same impact.
I guess.
They wouldn't have known, right? Without windows.
But don't you notice yourself slowly sinking into
Well,
water?
the guy who got wrecked by her hammer, knew.
Uh,
It was so good, and like we don't know what's happening with Gillette. What do you guys think's happening with Gillette? Is
He's
she
not dead.
is she a Chaika now?
yeah,
the
is that girl? I think she's a Chaika.
Is she turning? But why would she have been dormantly Chaiken?
Yeah, that's weird. Maybe someone cast a spell on her.
Chaiken, you like that?
I don't get it.
Chaiken, it's like a Vulcan kind of.
Ah,
it's a race.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, okay. So she's dormantly Chaiken. Leonardo.
What color would she be?
I don't know.
She wears
Pinkish.
multiple colors.
Pinkish. There's been a red.
We had red who's
blue.
like bloodthirsty, blue who's slutty, white who's pure.
We've only ever met those, right?
Yeah, that's all.
Well, she might be green or pink. I don't
Dude,
know.
that's slutty Chaika. Put on some goddamn clothes.
Well, she's dead, so she doesn't need to.
Get wrecked.
Dude, I just was so sick and thinking that castle was floating with like those dead girls in it.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna lie, when Guy poked his head out of the thing, I thought the girls were like manifesting and gonna battle, and I was like,
What the hell?
Well, you never know, but it turned out to just be Guy. Who the heck is he? Is he like an image? Like he just evaporated like a hologram?
Yeah. I like that Lila was afraid of him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder why. Well, she was the most knowledgeable Chaika that we've met.
Yeah, and Guy said himself, like, if Toru knew that Guy was someone that he had to attack, he's smart. Meaning Guy is dangerous.
Well, how come Lila was the only one who remembered talking to that weird butt dragon thing?
She might have been the only one who actually talked to the dragon.
So she might have been the first Chaika?
No, she might have just been one of the only ones who's encountered the dragon.
That was the job class route that she was set.
Yeah, pretty much.
And you know what? All she got was a leg. Our Chaika had gotten
pretty sad.
had gotten so many different remnants from being innocent and dumb, and she was like manipulative and slutty, and she got one leg.
Yeah.
Poor girl.
That's what sex gets you.
Wait, I wonder what the red
leg.
Chaika got. Anything?
She has multiple,
Oh,
at
okay.
the very least.
There can only be so many
Red
parts.
Chaika is the most interesting to me. She's just, I don't know, she's cool. She's a badass.
10.
Yeah, absolutely 10. Our faces when they said, because we knew it was coming out soon, but the October date, the fact that it's only one season away, and the fact that it's going to be airing the same time as Log Horizon gets us so amped.
Oh my goodness. Like, this series has launched so high, not only because it's good, but for Spencer, it's clean. You know what I mean? I can show this to people and say, this is anime. This is
my God.
crazy.
Chaika the Coffin Princess. This is one of the best anime I've ever seen in my life. It's so good.
And I totally remember sitting there at the beginning belittling this anime because it totally reminded me of this other Coffin thing that I watched. It was like this girl was a gravedigger and everyone was zombies and it was really lame.
Sunday Without God?
Yeah, it was really lame. So I was having that kind of cast over it, and I was like, look at her eyebrows, look at his hair, look, there's a unicorn. It's really freaky.
And then we went Blood Iron, and then she shot the unicorn in half.
And I was like, this series is going places. If you haven't watched Chaika yet, I don't even know.
Why are you listening to this podcast?
Yeah,
Well, come on, we
like,
praise it every week.
Leave and watch it, like marathon. I'm jealous of you that you get to marathon this. I'm jealous. That would be quite the ride.
Yeah, this anime is so good.
So you're probably thinking, okay, what's next for good endings? None.
That's where it ends. We had 5.
That's where it ends. Out of all 18 anime that we were following this season,
Only 5 had satisfying endings.
yeah, only 5 were 7 and above ranking. We don't know what we're going to give the others, but satisfying. So we're going to move on to the meh endings.
No, bad.
I want to go to the meh
Oh, you want to start with
because
meh?
we'll go down to bad. That's the last one.
Oh, I thought we would do dropped as last.
We'll do meh, bad, dropped.
Okay.
Okay, so meh endings, to clarify, are animes that were okay, but really need that sequel to tie things together. It did not do a good job of tying it together. Or if it doesn't get a new season, it just wasn't enough. So let's talk about Nanana.
Yeah, Nanana was overall a very solid anime. Like, it didn't have too many weak points, but it didn't have too many strong points either. And I enjoyed it. but the ending was lackluster at best. It just didn't give enough. The fight was cool, sure, what little we had of it. The whole, we didn't even know what his power is with the ring. Like, that was all bluffed. I like the Tensai Jugo interaction, sure. I like the fact that he kept his promise. How the hell did that fit 20 minutes of the anime, though?
Yeah.
That's all that happened.
The series pacing was really off, in my opinion. And it was funny and it was good, but I don't think they utilized, in the 11 episodes that they got given, the world. They didn't really utilize it enough. I don't know. We're not saying it's bad. That's why it's not in the bad series, the bad endings episode, the ranking. It's just average, if okay.
Yeah.
And if the next season
I want to watch it. I want to watch it.
Can tie it together and gets a good review, I'll go back and watch it, but we're not simulcasting it for sure.
I would not watch a second season.
I would give this series a 6, maybe a 5.5, a 6, because this is where I'm stopping and this is what
6 for me too.
I just feel
I'm
like
not interested enough for anymore. Jugo's a great character. He's solid. He's funny. Tensai's only okay. Daru's hilarious. And that's it. We got nothing else. Nanana's not all that interesting, honestly. All she does is play games and eat pudding. Yay.
You got to remember that we're comparing these animes to Ping Pong, No Game No Life, Chaika. Like, these are big, heavy-hitting, great story, great production anime. Like, even if you think, oh, well, Nanana wasn't that bad. You're right, it wasn't that bad.
Yeah, I'm saying it's okay.
But that it's okay. 6 is not bad. Now, Kawai Complex. Beautiful art. Funny character interactions. So funny. Like, the way that they reacted every single week had me laughing once per episode. The final episode had some really neat ties with Usa and Ritsu. So funny. The last thing, they kissed. No, they didn't. They exchanged phone numbers.
Wait, like, did they fake a kiss?
No, nothing.
Oh, okay.
He didn't advance anywhere. But he got a little close enough that they did this really cool scene where she's standing in the girls' only section with all the bats. And he's like, can we please just exchange phone numbers? Or, like, he said it more manly. He's like, I want to talk to you about books more, but I don't always want to keep finding you. Can we have our phone numbers to chat about it? And she's like, not saying anything. And she turns around and does this. And she goes, I've already got it set up. So he goes, okay, IR. And it goes, ding. And then she sent the contact.
Dude, I wish we could do that through IR.
I know, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So they sent it. And the cutest thing was at the last little bit of the series, it was them. Like, Usa was reading, like, looking, it says, Ritsu added to your contacts. And then you see Ritsu just reading a book, like, oh, she's reading a book, whatever. And she has the phone behind the book, smiling. And I was like, oh, that's pretty cute. And you had really funny interactions between all the different characters. And the only reason I'm putting this in the meh ending section is because if this Kawai Complex does not get a sequel, this was not a good season. Because there's way too much potential for Usa and Ritsu to just keep dragging the relationship on over 12 episodes. It was way too drug out. If it gets a second season, I'll be there. I'll watch it and I'll review it. And it might get to a good ending. But honestly, like, I know what you were saying, that Usa's a creep and the relationship takes too long. But when I watched Maison Ikoku, okay, that anime was 84 episodes long, identical to this in setting. It took, well, probably like 60 or 70 episodes for the couple to even get together. That's a long time.
That's abysmally long.
That's a beautifully dragged out relationship. It was so real. It was great.
I don't like the dragged out relationships.
This is childish. They're still in high school, so it doesn't have those seinen themes that Maison Ikoku had. That
I was about to say Mekaku.
City Actor. We're going to talk about that later. That's not in my endings. Maison Ikoku was way more adult. I loved it. Kawai was a little childish, and like we're saying, we're growing out of that high school romance. Like, they're cute sometimes.
High school romance doesn't work.
But they don't work for us anymore, even. Like, it was kind of, when I didn't have a girlfriend, I would watch them and it would get me the fuzzies, and I was like, oh, I want a girlfriend too. But now that I actually have a fiance, I'm getting married in 8 days, that kind of stuff doesn't click with me anymore. I like the seinen relationships, the difficulties where they're together and they're working through problems and there's actual real issues.
I like my high school relationships in anime, like, not dragged out. I like them quick.
Okay.
It's just the way I like them. Because high school relationships don't last in the first place. So
I'll give this one a 6.5 because it was better than Nanana in my opinion, but it was not as good as The World Is Still Beautiful.
I'd give it a 5.
Okay. After what, 3 episodes?
Yeah.
That's impressive.
No, I watched more than that. I mean, it's only like 4 episodes or 5 episodes.
Probably.
For him to get creep levels.
6.5 for me. Let's do 6.25.
What is with you and your 2 5s?
No, 6.5. Because you didn't really watch it. I'm the only one who really can get to review it because honestly, you didn't finish it. But
This guy.
Hey, we're not talking about that anymore. Okay, so that's it for Meh endings. I know you thought there'd be more, but nope.
Bad endings.
And you know what? These are all yours.
No, last one.
There's one that we're not gonna. There's a secret. But the 2/3 of these anime, there's only 3, but 2/3 of the anime on this list are ones that I dropped in said I didn't like, and you held on, and you said you should watch these, man.
No. Well, actually, all right. Let's start with the first one, which we all knew was going to be bad. Honestly.
Yeah.
Valkyrie in the Darkness, or of the Darkness. No, it's in the Darkness. So Valkyrie. I should recap this no, I think I already did. You know what? All right, let's put it this way.
Just end it.
Okay. Kotori, most useful character in anime. Second last episode, she becomes the most useful character in anime because the alien in her neck is apparently the world-ending alien. The entire purpose of the witches is to give birth to these aliens that melt as soon as they're born. They melt every life form on Earth. They reset the Earth, and that's what the people who make the witches want. They're like, we want the true kings of the world to live.
Oh, shut up! That's such a trope.
It makes absolutely no sense. Why would you want to kill yourself? It doesn't make any sense. But
that's like the story of Transformers 3, man.
It was also pretty. No, Transformers actually made sense.
I guess so.
It was not a good movie, but it made sense.
Yeah.
So, also, aliens are the ones that gave birth to humans. Like, we come from aliens. Yeah, it dropped that ball. You ever watch Prometheus? It did that too.
No, I didn't.
Equally, actually, no, this is a lot worse than Prometheus. But Prometheus was pretty bad too. If you like Prometheus, you're wrong. Now you can like it. It's just not good. So, anyway, that happened. Kotori got kidnapped, yada, yada. You find out Kuroha's Valkyrie's little sister, and that they have... Kuroha apparently has equal or greater power to Valkyrie, but it's sealed, and you just have to push one of the buttons on her harness, and it unlocks it, but there's a 99.9% chance that she'll melt if she pushes the button, of course. So, whatever. Kotori gets kidnapped. They go after her. They knock out Ryota, because they're like, you're going to die if you go. They go in. Kazumi gets cut in half by Valkyrie.
Kazumi?
The girl who can plug it in the internet.
Oh.
I think her name was Kazumi.
Sad.
Yeah, it is Kazumi, yeah. Actually, and then Ryota comes, and then she's like, she's pretty funny. She's like, hey, pull yourself together, because she's cut in half. And then that's what she says. Like, he doesn't say it, and she's like, go get Kuroneko, or whatever. And it's not Kuroneko, it's Kuroha. And, no, she doesn't die at all.
How?
So he runs away.
She's kind of...
Oh, Kazumi, I thought you meant Kuroha. She does die, but then she gets revived by the girl who can revive people.
Oh, yeah. Shut up.
But she says something nice where she says, and it actually kind of makes sense in terms of her sexuality, like how overly sexual she is. She says, I really, really wanted to have his babies, like really badly. And I was like, for your character, that makes sense. Still don't really like you. Although I do like the way she talks. It's a certain charm to the way she talks. She's weird slang. Anyway, he goes to find Kuroha. The one cool moment in this episode, he drop kicks the main villain. Like, the main villain is, like, talking about, like, yada, 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 all the bullshit that he's doing. And then, boom, kick in the face, and he lands on the ground. And Ryota's like, fuck you. I was like, oh, shit. And then Valkyrie, like, she like, pins him against the wall. She's like, no one touches this guy.
Oh, because they have that weird...
Actually, he's like, open your eyes. He's using you. And then she's like, is that true? And he's like, yeah. Like, this guy doesn't hold back. He's like me. He's like, yeah, I'm using you. And she's like, that's what I love about you.
Ew.
And then Ryota's like, oh my, he literally says, these two are made for each other. Oh my God. While he's dying. And then, you remember the paralyzed girl?
Yeah.
Yeah. Apparently she has a secret power too, which is to walk. If you push the button on top of her thing, she loses her power to read the future, but then she can walk. So she runs and like saves Valkyrie or Kuroha, and the Kuroha like unlocks her secret power, and then like she and Valkyrie fight, but then she beats Valkyrie, and then her memories come back, and she's like, "I loved you all along," main character Ryota, and then they kiss, and then actually a bunch of Germans come and they start shooting at Valkyrie, and then the main bad guy like body blocks her, and he's like, I'm so stupid. Humans are terrible. I don't even like you, and I body blocked for you. And then he dies. And he's like, this is why I hate humans. And he dies. It's like, he's such a bad villain. Oh my God. I cannot begin to say how shit of a villain this guy is. The writing is so bad in this anime. Okay. His motivation is not the same motivation as everybody else. His motivation, his little sister died. You know what he did? He cut his little sister's head open, took her brain out. He fed that brain to an alien and put that alien inside Kotori. And he was hoping somehow that the sister brain alien would take over Kotori's mind. Yeah. And when Kotori heard that, she's like, nope. And she ejects herself because her alien was starting to hatch and the alien would end the world. She's like, I'd rather die. So she kills herself. And I was like, Kotori, that was actually a really cool thing you did.
Did she die?
Yeah, she dies. She melts. She's gone for good. And then Ryoto's like, why would you do that? She's like, because I wanted to save the people I love, you and the other girls. Honestly, Kotori, despite being a useless character with a really good ending, the only person with a good ending. Anyway, so Valkyrie gets really pissed off. She's like, if Chisato dies, that's the main bad guy's name, then everybody dies. She makes antimatter, like really big antimatter. And then Kureha's like, oh, it's okay, I can make black holes. So she makes a black hole, and then they collide. And the stupid Valkyrie's like, what are you doing? Do you want to die too? And then, like, I was watching this with Angelo again, and he's like, if you use antimatter, she's gonna die anyway. What does it matter? So black holes Valkyrie, and Valkyrie dies. Kureha lands. Ryoto's like, you did it! And she's like, who are you? And she lost her memories again. Anime sucks. It's over. 2 out of 10.
That was complete garbage. That was so bad.
This anime's horrible.
Why did you even watch it?
I tweeted that I regret wasting 12 weeks of my life on this anime. I really do.
Did anybody agree with you?
Yeah, a lot of people did. Honestly. Wow. This anime just had nothing. God damn it. It's just such a waste of time. Never again. I never want to think about this anime again. I'll forget it in a couple of weeks. I'll forget I ever watched it.
Akuma no Riddle. I watched this with you.
See, Akuma no Riddle actually was pretty good. Even the last episode was fine until the last 5 minutes.
And guess what? I totally called it. I was like, all the girls are to come back and be alive. You're like, no. These girls died.
No, only 2 of them died. So the other girls that they showed, I was fine. I like where they ended up. It actually made sense where they ended up. The girl who was only in the assassination to get money for her family now works multiple jobs to do the same thing. Smaller pay, but she's still doing the same thing. The girl who wanted to buy a vacation home for the guy who saved her life is just spending as much time with him as possible now. And his gay lover. So...
Mama and Papa?
Yeah, and they're both dudes. It just makes sense. But it shows the girls who are supposed to be dead, but are not dead. Why did you invalidate the entire series? And that's one scene. What's wrong with you?
I have to clean that peak, and I'm going to have to clean that peak. God dang it. You didn't even have to go on. It may have been a good series, but like we said, bad endings screw animes.
Endings. Also, the whole titanium rib, where did that come from?
Oh yeah, my titanium rib saved my life.
Kermit the Frog?
Yeah, hello everybody.
5 out of 10.
Really? That's really high. Oh, but it had a lot of good... Okay. Yeah.
It had, honestly, that fight with the rich girl was so good. At that point in the series, it was an 8. And then it just got bad.
I knew this was coming. You know what? I have been berating this anime since, well, I don't know, episode 5, maybe? I have been calling this anime a sheep in wolf's clothing for how bad it is.
And in the last 3 episodes, finale included, it's been awful.
Black
honestly.
Bullet is butt. It tried to mix way too many genres. Okay, you know what? At its heart, it's a harem. Okay? It tried to do too many cutesy, lolly harem jokes, and then tried to shove crappy, horrible CGI. Aldebaran looked like butt.
Am I not? Yeah. Right. I know, right?
What kind of bad guy looks like that?
That is the worst looking monster I have ever seen in my life.
They ran out of budget, for sure.
He looked
some guy's gonna.
And his movement was so choppy
and
just
really
gross.
bad.
All he did was like lift his head slightly and go, Arr.
Yeah, and it sounded like a whale. I hated this series. And then that Shoma...
Was like, no, right, that Shoma has no purpose in this anime.
Except...
Same with Midori. Yeah. No, Midori even served less purpose than him. Why did she have to die? It made no sense.
They're trying to build a world that just sucked. It was bad. You know what? This was a Titan wannabe. I am so glad. And you know what? You can make fun of us, but this is nothing like Titan. You were right. Thank you for stopping us from comparing it to Titan all the time, because this is nothing like Titan.
It definitely felt like a wannabe. It tried to capture.
It even tried to capture the beginning song, like.
Honestly, I really like the opening, despite it being generic. I think I've said that before.
It's just. I never want to hear about this series ever again. If anybody on Crunchyroll says, "Oh my gosh, I love this series,"
I would honestly watch a season 2, if only for the fact that I think Enju and Tina are so cute.
What about Kasara?
And okay, you know what? That was the only good part of the final episode. I did not enjoy. I enjoyed 2 parts of the last episode when he said his goodbye to Enju, because that was honestly really heartfelt, and Kisara going goddamn yandere, because I like yandere. And I was like, I've never been so attracted to you before in my life.
That was weird. I mean, when she like wrecked that guy, that was like
awesome.
That was pretty cool. But the thing about this series is I know that I can't trust it to keep up the good work.
It's true. Also, that guy came out of nowhere.
And if this doesn't get a second season, this was a butt series.
I do like how her craziness was hinted at slightly, very
Well,
slightly.
it was completely put on the open. She smells like darkness. She smells like darkness.
Who said that?
The cat girl before she died. Before she went to the bathroom and wandered off and died in a forest with a gun.
Oh yeah, I forgot
She
about
was
that.
like, she smells like darkness. You smell like good. And then she's like, so it's pretty much the creator going, man, I don't know if anybody figured out that Kasara was the one who cut the guy up in the camp.
Honestly, I didn't.
I didn't either. And so I'm going to make this cat girl, who I just put in just for this purpose, just tell everyone that she's evil. Yeah.
But that was a good part. I really like how Rentaro's is like, I have to fight her if this keeps going because I can't let her indiscriminately kill these people.
I'm going to give this series a 1 because if I recommended this series to anybody, they would never watch anime again.
It was poorly paced.
It was so flawed.
And the one thing that saved the second to last episode, which was Kagetane, he had nothing to do in the last episode.
All he did was support the main character.
He had maybe 3 lines.
He had no evil anymore. What happened to that? He didn't even try to trick anybody. He didn't try to do anything. He was just, don't hurt him. You're a good guy. You chose this world. Good for you, kid. It's just like...
He's like his dad?
Yeah. I was like, are you his dad? And like, I don't even care about the tricycle summoning class 5 monsters who look like crappy CGI.
Anju's corrosion rate was not addressed. I just remembered that.
No.
What the fuck?
The series sucked, man. The series was so bad.
And the ending where he broke down in Enju's lap or whatever, honestly, did not feel legit at all.
I did. I thought that was...
Really?
I thought that was good. If only because what he said before.
What did he say before?
He was sitting on the train, and it's like a fatal accident has caused the train to say, crap, we're going to be late. Like, how many times have we been sitting in traffic and someone got in an accident and we're like, dang it, this is going to slow me from work. But somebody had died in that car. You know what I mean? He got so overwhelmed.
Oh, is that why it stopped?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know.
Because it said a fatal accident occurred in station 10. And he said, frick, like, we're going to be late. That's why he broke down, because Enju reminded him that he had become so desensitized to death that he had just thought it was a roadblock in his way. And he probably remembered all the evil, all the girls who had died and all that stuff. And he was like, don't ever leave me. I thought that was excellently done. Personally.
It didn't do anything for me.
You kind of missed the little bit.
Yeah, I did miss that. I did like her, holding him and saying we'll be together forever.
I just think it was too cutesy, though. It was just like, now that Kasara is like legitimately out as a love interest because she's a wacko, like
no, he can bring her back.
I can't ship Lolly. I just can't do it.
I think he's probably going to bring her back.
Especially because her corrosion rate comes up and she'll die anyways.
They'll find a way to save her if this anime actually gets a second season, which I honestly don't think it will.
Even if it does, I'm not going to watch it.
I would watch it. Because I like the lollies.
Can we not review it, though? Can it go into the section undiscussed seasons that we watched?
Maybe.
Okay.
Maybe.
What are you going to rank it?
Oh, damn it. This is difficult.
Just look at what you've ranked before. I mean, Valkyrie the Darkness got 2. Was it better than that?
I give it a 5, same as Akuma.
Really?
Because
that's way too high.
It had its highs and it had its lows.
You can
actually no 4. Sorry.
Yeah, please. I was like, don't give it a passing grade.
I just remembered the stupid monster's face. I can't give that a 5.
Aldebaran. Oh.
Even the stupid light shooting monster they killed in a second.
Yeah, they're like, I need your help, punch. And then they blew a hole in his stomach and he deflated like a balloon.
This anime is so dumb.
Are you sure you want to give it a 4?
Yeah, 4 is pretty much where it is.
Since we're going on average, we're giving it a 3 because I gave it a 1. So I dragged it down.
Okay, let's do the following that's still going, and then we'll do Crepe Corner.
Okay.
So, first of all, these 2 of these are sports. Let's start with Baby Steps. Baby Steps was fantastic this season. Baby Steps was just unbelievably good. Okay, it started off slow for the first 3 episodes. I honestly, if it wasn't for you, I would have dropped it after episode 3.
I believed.
But when it picked up, it picked up.
Some babies don't die.
And yeah, some babies don't. This one didn't. The fight against, or the game against Groundstroke-kun?
Yeah.
Still can't remember his name. It's like Migaya or something. Miyagaya. That was a really, really good game.
Yeah.
And yet, and I don't know about you, but the last episode bored the dicks out of me. The one against the painter?
Yeah.
First of all, your paintings are the worst paintings I have ever seen in my life.
Dude, he's painting with tennis arcs. There's little he can do.
It's awful. Like first I saw the lines, I'm like, yeah, okay, I can see that abstract art. And then it's supposed to be this. I'm like, no, it's not. You're bullshitting me. I spent 90% of the episode in another tab because I was so bored. This guy is the most uninteresting character that's ever appeared in Baby Steps. And I'm just waiting for him to leave.
Baby Steps is great because A-chan is so solid. He's fighting a lunatic in the tennis court, okay? And he's calmly trying to figure out how exactly to beat him, and he's doing it very slowly.
This anime is great. A-chan's great. The characters are good except for this new guy. But this episode really wasn't all that good.
It was very slow. I agree.
So
but just because this guy is really lame. They showed the girl finally playing tennis.
Natsu?
Yeah, she's having her own little girl tournament or something.
Yeah, I thought they do mixed games in tennis. Do they not do that?
Yeah, they do. It's just I think this one's just a male only and female only kind of tournament bracket. We haven't seen a single female in the whole.
I want to see Natsu play just because I want to know how good she is, but at the same time, I don't care enough about her to really see her play.
Her only job in the series is to boost A-chan.
She's just a love interest, honestly.
Well, it's okay. I mean, I like that it's really light on the love. It's all about A-chan.
Well, that's because I can't stand her voice. I'm happy that it's light on the love. I do like she got her own little scene. I like that she's thinking about him. That's cool. That's all I need.
Yep. And that's all they're getting.
The least amount of screen time she has, the better. The girl with the glasses, on the other hand, I really
like that.
I like when the guy's saying how tough this is for A-chan. She's fidgeting and she's annoyed.
She's cute.
She is very cute.
I love how she notices buff muscles. That was an awesome moment. A couple episodes ago.
Dim forearms.
She's like, oh, is he getting bigger? It's just unbuttons the top. So we can't really review Baby Steps, but please watch it because we'd love it if you got caught up with us and wanted to just discuss it with us on Twitter. Who the heck's Brad? You have a friend named Brad?
Yeah. Why are you reading my text messages, huh?
Well, why are you reading your text message during the podcast?
I didn't expect to get a text, is all.
But why you don't get text? Sorry, man.
What?
You have a friend named Brad?
Yeah. What's wrong with that?
Well, I don't know. You have other friends other than me?
Yes. Spencer, you know that.
I know I do. Okay.
How dare you?
So watch Baby Steps with us, please.
We can still rate it how it is for now.
On a scale of sports anime, 8.5.
7.5.
7? You're right. 8. Honestly, you're right. I'll drag it down a little bit. 8 because Kuroko is so much better, and so is Ace of Diamond, that just sets the bar for sports anime, in my opinion. But I love how big Baby Steps could be. I'll give it an 8.
All right, so Captain Earth. Good.
So good.
Incredibly good.
Okay, listen. Captain Earth had a little dip. When it was finding all of the designer children.
And only one episode.
Only a couple. And it was that one episode after they've done it a bunch of times that it was getting too old. And then they just nixed the system and kept going. I love the mystery. I love everything about this series.
The new guy, Bugbear, he finally broke out of what the others were doing. When they kissed the other ones, all right, let's do this. Let's kill the humans. Bugbear was, I don't want to live anymore.
Yeah. Well, because that was weird. He had fantasized all these people.
Well, but he did bring them back to life, right?
Did you see what you probably did, but the girl, right? She gave him all the cards and said, is it possible that you could have just fixed the Ace of Hearts? And he said, no. And she went, oh, because she knew that there's no way that
to just bring her
back. She brought everyone on the boat back. Isn't that crazy? I thought of it the other day and I was like, I
feel so bad for this guy. Yeah. I also like how Amarok, I think that's his name, he says straight up, nobody mess with Bugbear except for me because he's as strong, if not stronger.
Yeah. He's like, so was it a mistake to go in the ring? The communications between everybody is really good.
Have you noticed the Pop Idol has not shown up after her episode?
Yeah. Where is she?
She's out of the anime. She's gone.
The redhead, he comes in. He's the tech guy. He's, information technology.
Pop Idol doesn't exist anymore.
She's the motorcycle girl, right?
Motorcycle girls are gone too. I forgot about her.
Wait, there's that girl.
There's two. The Pop Idol was blonde. Motorcycle was blue hair, I think.
Oh yeah,
they're both they're not here.
That's because that Moko girl is more than enough woman for everyone in this anime.
Dude, that girl needs to put on some clothes.
Yeah.
It looks cold out there sometimes.
Thank you.
She's not attractive in the first place, that's why.
It's too over ridiculous.
I like the Pop Idol. I don't know.
What do you mean? I only saw her once. I don't remember. So this series is going to go good places.
Captain Earth, 9 out of 10.
Here's my hope:
amazing.
Is that Bones and the mangaka, whoever, author, whatever, takes this in the way of Eureka 7, in that it's a big, long series that goes adventure.
It's not as confusing as Eureka 7 was, though.
Yeah, well, you know what? I'm going to take that back a little bit because Eureka 7 had way more plot development in future respect. Rentaro?
Renton.
I was close. Renton wanted to know. He wanted to go on an adventure. He was riding a ship with these guys. He like left and joined that family during the hippie revolution. It was a very long series that built up very slowly the world.
It was good.
This one's going faster.
I like.
This will end in 24 for sure.
This is just so good. It's the second best adventure anime. This, along with Chaika, this makes me feel like I'm going on an adventure.
We were so spoiled this season with Chaika, No Game No Life, and Captain Earth.
And in the beginning, Black Bullet.
And Breakblade when we finally got there.
Yeah.
Like, we were so spoiled with man adventures this time around. I was so happy. So, speaking of Breakblade. That was good.
Oh man, that last episode was amazing.
Okay, so...
That fight was fantastic.
I love... Actually, I don't like... But when Rygardt started laughing, like, that was not a laugh of... That was that was a mix of relief, insanity, and sadness. That was a weird laugh. Like, harder. And the sex tool girl. Both
Sigen?
Yeah.
She's not just a sex tool. She's also a make him weapons tool.
Yeah, it's true. And she knows her man kind of tool and an adulterous woman.
Oh, she hasn't cheated.
She wants him.
Oh, she does, but she hasn't cheated.
I know.
Not adulterous.
But anyways, that moment was like Rygardt is... Because Rygardt's gotten way too hardcore for even his own comfort level. The fact that he's able to murder somebody just like that...
I loved the fight because it was Rygardt going crazy.
That's a sweet weapon.
He flung himself. He flung his weapon. He just... The entire time, the guy was like, what is wrong with him? Like, this guy just doesn't fight logically. Because he doesn't. No. Rygardt fights desperately.
And his weapon was perfect for him. I've never seen a weapon like that before.
It was so cool.
A giant shuriken attached to an elastic band. Who thinks of these things?
I know. Oh, man. That was a great episode. The way he finished the guy. The way the guy just starts shooting at Rygardt and Rygardt just staring at him. That the guy could kill. He reloaded once. Like, that's how much he shot at Rygardt. And Rygardt's just like, you see him contemplate, like, I don't want to kill. But look at all the bad he's done. Yeah. And then Rygardt just lets the hate, take control.
I really liked the play between the dark-skinned girl and her team, and I liked how that guy, saved
Have you noticed that she's getting
her shirt's lowering and
She's getting drawn sexier and sexier with every episode? Oh,
dude,
baby.
The way she handled learning about the true guy, that was pretty rough.
Oh, yeah. Oh, man.
She was,
smashing her head.
Well, they hit that from her for, 10 episodes?
No, it was 3.
Okay, but who knows how long that is in the series. Well, because the true guy got wrecked.
I do like how her brother spared the other guy.
Yeah.
Because he spared him, and he's like, well, finish this later.
That was cool. It's pretty manly.
I like the honor system they have there. I like the fact that the dark-skinned girl, I don't even know her name, but she did it. She stopped fighting the guy because he was holding Cleo, and she didn't want to hurt Cleo. I like the fact that Cleo doesn't want to leave Sigen.
Yeah.
I like the fact that...
The character development's there. It's good.
I love... It's like the last thing Rygardt says. He's like, it's not over. Zess is going to come.
Yeah.
Like,
and
he knows.
That's good.
This is just a precursor to the hardest thing he's going to have to do, which is fight one of his best friends again.
Do you think G-Kun with glasses died?
No, he's alive. He's alive like how Gillette's probably still alive.
Okay. But he got wrecked, though. He got shot.
Yeah, he's
point blank.
He's all right.
I don't know.
Okay, look, Rygardt told him he's going to become a general, so he's going to become a general.
He doesn't have plot armor, though, I don't think.
I think he does.
Okay. Well, he's in the opening. He's the
last guy in the opening,
He's the only one in the opening whose mech is shown, aside from Rygardt's.
Have you seen, that part of the opening? It's like a bunch of people turning, and he's the last guy. He doesn't even turn. He's just staring at the camera.
Yeah.
He's got some plot
alive.
armor.
He's got
plot armor.
So that's it for...
So honestly, Breakblade, 8 out of 10, 9 out of 10. It's high.
It's really high.
It's so good.
We know that there are movies.
And his brother showed up.
Yeah.
Finally.
That was good. And his brother just was like, what are you doing, you idiot?
He's like, you didn't go home. I had to look for you.
Which means I hope he gets a mini mech.
A mini mech.
Like Shimon, you know? Just like a running head.
Aniki.
Oh, that'd be so good. If this series turns the way of...
well, he can pilot it too.
Spoilers. If you haven't seen Gurren Lagann, spoilers. If Rygardt dies like Kamina dies, and his younger brother has to take over...
And then his younger brother gets with Sigen too.
I don't know if that's the way the series would go, but nobody knew that was the way that Gurren Lagann was going to go. I didn't know.
That's true. But, I mean, this isn't going to be nearly as good as Lagann was.
So I think that's it. That's all that's left for following that are still ongoing. There's a couple that I'm still watching. I don't know if Mushi-shi is over yet, but I'm really still interested in watching that one. And Ace of Diamond is also still ongoing, and we're watching that.
We have that in another section.
But those are not... We didn't discuss those at all during the anime, and that's in another section.
Okay, so let's do Crepe Corner, and then we'll continue.
Okay.
Thank you, by the way, for all your suggestions. We got a ton of them.
We're at an hour and 30 minutes.
There you go.
This one looks like there's a lot of words on it. What is your favorite
damn it.
FE class?
Fire Emblem.
I don't play this game.
That's why I said damn it.
What other FE games have you played other than Awakening? No. I played Fire Emblem.
It's okay. We'll do 3 instead of 2.
The only Fire Emblem game I played was the one on GameCube, which was the one with Ike, when Ike made his appearance. It was a pretty good series. I like the really buff guy with the axe. I always leveled him up.
Only one I've ever played is Awakening. Played it 3 times. Still amazing. I could actually go for another playthrough right now. Such a good game. What brings it together for me is the visual novel-like aspects where you can actually get with a person and get married to them and you can have a kid, which is so cool.
I appreciate that. Harvest Moon, you know?
It's really cool. And you get a side quest for the kid, which is awesome. Favorite class? It's been a while since I played, so I don't exactly remember the names, but I really liked, I think it was called the Valkyrie class, where the ability you get is if you kill something, you get another turn right away. That was my favorite class, just because that power is so OP. Do you have a favorite class?
I liked, is there a Berserker class?
Yeah.
I like that kind of class. Just a sturdy damage class. I like that. Paladins are cool too. The horse riders.
Uh-huh.
I don't really play the thing that much, but I know RPG names and stuff.
Do you, though? Do you really?
Next one. What are your favorite RPGs? Wow, we're on a theme here today. Okay.
Okay, well, for me, at least, Kingdom Hearts is up there. The Kingdom Hearts series is amazing. Pokemon, of course. That's also up there.
Hands down, Chrono Trigger is the... Whenever I think of an RPG, Chrono Trigger always sends shivers down my spine. The music, the story, the characters, the world. It was fantastic. And it had time travel. I've never ever played an RPG that ever reached that level. It's so good. Now I hear people talk about Earthbound and Mother and all those games. I want to play those games because apparently they're really good too. But Chrono Trigger, man, for the SNES and then the remake for the DS, whew. That's some good gaming right there.
I think Kingdom Hearts is probably my favorite RPG series, just because they mixed Disney and Final Fantasy so well, or Square rather, and the fact that I can go toe to toe with Sephiroth is pretty badass.
Sephiroth.
All right, let's do an extra one.
You can pick it this time.
Yeah, I don't always get to pick. When I do,
you pick short ones.
It's the biggest piece of paper, and it's 2 words.
Favorite food.
I don't have a favorite food, actually.
Honestly, I love lots of food and always can go for a good burger. But lately, my favorite dinner, I'm going to transform into that, rice, butter chicken, butter naan. Oh, man. I can eat an entire plate of butter chicken with rice and some like salty naan bread with butter on it that just dip in there and nom, 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 nom.
When I was a kid, my favorite food was mashed potatoes. God, what do I don't know.
Wow.
I don't eat anything consistently.
Boring. Mashed potatoes.
You like butter chicken. You would like the food that my people make, and I like the food that your people make.
Thank you.
I like shai paneer. I guess shai paneer would be my favorite.
Hold on.
Shai paneer or
What the
glajaman.
heck is shai panabada?
Okay, you know butter chicken, right?
Butter chicken.
Instead of chicken, put cheese in there.
Oh, is it that non-melting cheese? Paneer?
Yeah.
Yeah, see, I know what you're talking about.
There you go. That and glajaman, which you've never had. It's basically like a really sweet...
Glamjaman?
Yeah, sure, good enough.
Can you say it again?
Globjaman?
Globjaman.
You were close. You got half of it. That's definitely my favorite sweet.
What does it taste like?
Sugar. You can't eat them too often.
What does globjaman mean?
I don't know.
I guess I can't tell you what sugar means. It means sugar. Okay, fair enough.
All right. Back to the anime.
Okay, so this is where things get a little bitter and a little salty. So, dropped due to intense suckage.
Yowapeda, or Yowapeda, the one with the bikes. What the hell was with that anime? Okay. Spencer was the one who watched this first. He told me to watch it. Honestly, first couple episodes I liked. I thought it was okay.
Hime.
But two things. One, the CG was really weird because the bikes were CG, the bodies were CG, but the faces weren't. So the clash was real.
Not gonna lie, later on in the series they did fix it. It was a little better, but I just couldn't handle it. Like,
But it was boring. It was just so
I couldn't
boring.
see how a bicycle race could get exciting, and it wasn't.
It wasn't.
I dropped it at episode 20 something where we had Abs, Mr. Abs. His whole superpower was that he worked out really hard and had a bunch of abs, and so his like back muscles were like wings. And his abs would power, and his abs.
So he's a pterodactyl?
But it wasn't even that big. It was just, he would go, abs, 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 and he named his pectorals.
Ha, hoo, ha,
Yeah, it was
hoo,
sort of
ha,
like that.
hoo.
And I was like, okay, bye. And I just stopped. This is when Silver Spoon was airing, and I'm like, Silver Spoon's way better than this.
I dropped it at episode 8. I still remember the episode because this was when he was doing I don't remember, the race with the club, the freshman race.
Yeah.
It was just boring. When he upped his, what is it called, cadence by like 30 something or whatever to catch up to guy who looks like Sasuke on a bike. Whatever, you can pedal fast. Whatever. That one girl kind of likes him. It was just boring. It was kind of average sports. I know some people like it. I don't know why. But it's just, I don't know how to describe it. It's just not good.
It wasn't exciting. Cycling, they tried, and the characters were okay, but it just did not grab my attention enough to continue.
They didn't make
watching.
creative superpowers.
No, and it was all realistic superpowers, and I'm like, I don't want to see realistic superpowers.
Yeah.
Sure, you can ride like a spider, but just have long legs. I don't know. It was meh to the max. This is kind of in chronological order. So this is like this season. This is kind of the order we dropped it. Now, Raj has a confession to make.
Is it a confession? Selector infected Wixoss. I did not drop it. It's on hold.
You got a good way through it, and then you decided there was a lot more that we need to cover.
Yeah, because we weren't reviewing it, so I was like, I can just watch it later, and I will watch it later. It's on hold.
But it's not really suck. I dropped it because I wasn't interested in the girls.
I have to watch it soon because it's getting another season.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I have to binge that.
So this one was just kind of dropped. It's not really intense.
It's on hold. You dropped it. You didn't.
Intense suck is reserved for Knights of Sidonia.
Now, someone, I don't remember who you are, but I do remember someone said that it's like Knights of Sidonia is the Attack on Titan of this season.
In space.
What the hell, man?
Okay, we watched the first episode, and it was kind of gross when he broke his finger. Like, that was pretty hardcore. It was really stupid that they had a generic copy-pasted pink-haired girl a million times calling them twins.
Apparently, every single one of them joined his harem.
And being so lazy. So lazy.
It was pretty
You're
lazy.
doing a CGI anime, which is pretty lazy in itself, okay?
Hey, man, that's hard to animate.
I understand. But they're models. You could have at least changed the hairstyle.
Yeah.
They're the exact same copy and pasted model. That's lazy.
Yeah.
And it wasn't exciting. And honestly, I don't know why. I'm watching Transformers, okay? And Transformers blends in with the humans. It looks semi-realistic. Why can't anime figure out how to make CGI look like the actual hand-drawn images?
I don't know.
Why can't they do that?
I don't know.
It always looks wrong all the time.
People said the action gets good, and then there's a harem. You know what? I mean, I watched it for flight breaks. That was a roller coaster of a harem.
The only
But
good
action, we had enough action.
The only good CGI anime that had come out that we watched together was
Arpeggio of Blue
Arpeggio
Steel.
of the Blue Steel.
That was good.
And it was funny
Even
and
that,
interesting. And,
the CG was iffy.
well, I kind of dropped it halfway through because it was a harem again.
Oh, I got
It was
used
a
to
boat
it.
harem.
Dude, that was so
It
awesome.
was ridiculous.
This is the one time that the Crunchyroll comments shone through because every single episode had harem jokes, but using boat lingo. So it was always like just alluded to using boats. So instead of harem, people would say his fleet. It's like another girl's joined his fleet. It's just really funny. And at the very last episode, someone said, "I'm gonna miss all the boat jokes." I'm like, "I'm with you, buddy. I'm with you."
That was kind of like with me with like the Good Job Club or GJ Club. Like, I like the community there. Whenever that guy would get like another girl to comb and then I just laughed. It was really funny. We should maybe do that one for the review. It's kind of fun. You might like it.
Well, it's on my list. I want to watch it.
Okay, cool. We're still taking series suggestions, so if you want to...
We got a bunch of them.
We did get a bunch, so yeah.
What was the name? Sean suggested, I think it's called Koi no Kaze or something like that. Have you ever heard of that? Okay, it's incestual. And
oh, sorry, Sean.
As soon as he said that, I'm like, dude, we're not touching that with a 10-foot pole.
Ew, Sean.
It's not funny incestual. Either they go like serious.
Why? I had more faith in you, man. That's gross. So the next, speaking of just meh shoujo, is Escha and Logy.
God, Escha and Logy was bad.
We watched 2 episodes. We're like, oh look,
No, you watched one.
I watched 1.
I watched 3
because it's off Crunchy.
It
what
was
can I say?
so boring.
And it was like, oh, really boring. But this is gonna happen. Ooh. Oh, really boring, really boring. This is gonna happen. Ooh. Fight scene the last 1 second. It's like, okay.
Yeah. It is, by the way, based off the RPG series that I thought it was.
Good. I'm glad we got something right.
Meh. Honestly, meh. Should we give these numbers? Should we even bother?
Okay.
I mean, we dropped it means they're bad.
It dropped. They're sub-zero just because we dropped them. They're not even worth ranking.
Except for Selection Effects.
Because if we drop them, we haven't even given them enough time to even rank them.
Well, I mean, there's one of these I'm going to
Blade and Soul, I dropped the first episode for obvious reasons. There's way too much.
I dropped about 5 or 6 episodes in just because I got bored and there was other stuff to watch. And it honestly just wasn't worth the time. Honestly, though, out of everything we watched, it's in the top 2 in terms of animation quality.
Yeah, that's totally agreed. They took a lot of time to animate those.
So beautiful in this series.
To animate those woman parts.
There's some nice boobs in the series, yeah.
Okay, anyways, tons of these are the ones you touched. I would never touch them.
Is the Order a Rabbit? I dropped that maybe 3 episodes in for the same reason I dropped Blade and Soul, where I got bored. And also, there just wasn't. It's one of those animes. It's like Lucky Star, where things happen, but things don't happen at the same time. And I can't take an entire season of that.
Yeah.
Like I can have bits and pieces, but it just got boring pretty quickly. But it's extremely cute. It's easily the cutest anime that came out this season.
Could be a semester, technically.
Whatever.
1 week. Okay, next.
Oh yeah, we said we'd watch the last episode. We didn't even bother.
No, we didn't. Who cares?
We did.
Yeah, we did. But who cares?
No, we're not wasting our time.
Some babies die.
1 Week Friends is a baby that died,
Yeah.
and it should have died.
Actually, no, it didn't even come out of the womb. It was stillborn.
Kind of like Bitter Virgin.
That's a little too. I'm sorry if anyone. No, wait, no one was stillborn. That's stupid.
What?
Anyone who's listening was never stillborn.
Yeah. Wait, did you ever get apologies for whoever's stillborn?
No, because
that makes no sense.
You can't be stillborn because they lived. Whatever. Okay, whatever. 1 Week Friends was too cheesy. Not enough things.
Too much
happening.
sugar. Too much vanilla.
And they solved the problem like first episode, which was an issue. Give the girl a diary. Oh, I can't take it. Write a diary. Why? Because
makes me sad.
Makes me sad. Oh, so there's not like a reason? No. So you got in a car accident? Oh, okay. You're gonna live?
What was the main character's name? Hase?
Hase.
He's such
creep.
a shit character.
He's so creep. The only good thing about this series was
Shogo.
his friend. Yeah.
Dude, Shogo was a boss. He just cut through everyone's bullshit. That's why he was great.
It's kind of like you.
Thanks.
No problem.
Appreciate it. Okay, Spencer, you've called me many things. You've called me vulgar. You've called me crass. You've called me disgusting at one point.
Am I wrong?
But the best thing you ever called me is loose cannon.
Oh.
That made me feel
You're
good.
still stuck on that? Okay. Cool, man. I'm happy that I said that to you. You are loose cannon, though. I honestly never know what you're going to do, and I get nervous. So, speaking of nervous and never know what it's going to do, Mekaku City Actors.
This anime was so bad.
We dropped it probably. We tried. We really
This is the
did.
worst. This is the worst one on the list. On this list.
It was
honestly.
so bad. It was so bad that we're not even going to talk about it because it was so bad. Okay, Haikyuu.
No, we should talk about it.
Why?
So, it's just no. Let's not talk about it. It sucks.
It doesn't even deserve
Forget it. It doesn't deserve to be talked about. This sucks.
Shaft
If you
shafted us. That's pretty much it.
In the words of my friend, there was too much shaft. There was just too much shaft.
That's not what Janelle's going to be saying.
There it is. There it is. There it is. That was just a small dick joke you made, right?
What? I did?
Yes. You just inferred that you have a tiny penis.
No, there's too much. Well, no, I was referring amount, not length. Oh, shut up. Okay, whatever. No.
That was me clapping.
It's sufficient.
So next, Haikyuu.
Okay.
This isn't bad, honestly.
See, Haikyuu, if you've kept up with it, honestly, I don't disagree with you. It seems like a legitimate sports series. It was just drowned this season by really good stuff. And it just didn't hold up. If I had time, and if I wasn't getting married in a week, because the queue is so dead right now in Crunchy, I probably would have finished the series. But I don't have the time for that. And
Haikyuu was not a bad series, like you just said. It was just... It started off really, really good, and then it went to okay, and okay is just not good enough.
It's because they took way too long to get anywhere important.
Yeah, we had like one game, and that's like 2 half games put together that made one game.
The coach coming in was kind of funny, and I liked how he got
it was really funny, yeah.
I kind of wish I could have seen the game that they played. Like, we did see the game. The practice game they did with the cats or whatever they did.
No, we didn't.
Yeah, we did.
I didn't watch that. No,
me neither.
He did a practice game with the coach's like other team.
Oh yeah. No, what happened with that really cocky? The ace came in after.
Yeah, that's during that practice game.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah, it was.
No, that was actually the Cats.
No, it wasn't. The ace was there during the practice game. It was in their own gym.
Oh, okay, yeah, never mind.
Come on.
This is how little we know. Anyways, Haikyuu.
How little you know.
If you haven't dropped it, props on you. We're not saying it's a bad series. We just didn't want to watch it. Okay, the next was M3.
Bad.
You didn't even try. I watched 3 episodes. It kind of had a really super dark feeling to it. The world was kind of okay, but I tried to get into it so late in this series, and I hated the tropes, and it was really weird, and kind of sexual, and it was just kind of
Whoa, sexual. I might have to watch this now.
You actually might like it, honestly. It's kind of right up your alley for that kind of stuff. I just didn't like it. It was too dark, and it made me feel weird. I didn't like it. The Irregular...
I can smell the darkness on you.
Yeah, I know, hey?
So Regular Magic High School, let me recap the last 2 episodes in a few words for you. Tatsuya does something to a girl's CAD. Girl wins competition. Tatsuya gets all the credit. That was the last 2 episodes of the series.
Is it over?
No, it's still going. It's going.
But we dropped it
season.
because you know what?
I can't take any more of this.
Care.
This is such a Mary Sue anime. Tatsuya is such a wish fulfillment character. It pisses me off. One of our fans calls this Jesus at Magic High School, and he's not wrong. This is exactly what it is. Tatsuya exists solely for wish fulfillment. He jumped from being like the line from being badass to being bullshit wish fulfillment. He jumped that a long time ago, and he's not going back.
It's really annoying, Rick. I don't want to take back what past me said about this being a dark horse anime. This is a dead horse anime. Okay, it was so generic. It was so bad. It had so much premise, and it's. I said it. It's one of those animes that a really talented design studio gets put in charge of a really crappy story. And it looks beautiful, but it does nothing. And it just fizzles and pops, sells probably a couple posters and DVDs and light novel spin-offs, and then that's it.
Some 14-year-old out there really likes this anime because it's one of the few he's seen.
Yeah, it's like one of the first animes he's seen. Oh my gosh, it's so good.
If
but
I
he's
had
yet to engage in a top 100 anime list and see what's really good.
If I had never watched like a really good anime before, I would be like, this is so good. Meh.
The thing is, the problem with anime these days is the techniques and the computers and the systems and the programs are getting so good to make good anime that people are kind of taking shortcuts. You can't have the Yu Yu Hakusho's and the Dragon Ball Z's for that style anymore, or you can't see the Miyazaki's attempt to put every detail and everything, or you can't see Titan's amazing storyline backed up with horribly morbid... Yeah, you know what I mean? Don't get lazy if you're going to make anime.
We will not be continuing covering this anime in the next recap season because we're both done with it. I can't take another season of Tatsuya. I can't take another season of Miyuki's bullshit. And honestly, it's just meh.
So, undiscussed seasons that we both or individually watched and did not talk about this season because we just didn't have enough room for it, or we picked it up late or whatever. So, Raj, you're going to start off with yours, Mangaka Assistant.
Mangaka Assistant-san was actually a really good series of shorts. They were funny. He had a very small harem, and each girl got multiple episodes to themselves to build the character, their past, why they fall for him, and every single one of them has a legitimate reason. So overall, it was a good harem. The main character himself, Aido, is so disgusting that I am in agreement with the girls when they're like, why do we even like him? Like, he's so gross. How?
Because June disgusted me. With some of the things that he talked about, like, he would make the dirtiest comments to me and make me feel so uncomfortable because he knows that I'm uncomfortable. Now, I've never seen the show, so if this guy's really gross and he's not like June, I don't know, I apologize, but man, June, because I know you listen to this, you made me so uncomfortable in high school. You sat down and played that, they put headphones in my ears and chuckled as you made me listen to that Do It Like They Do on the Discovery Channel song on repeat. Like,
never heard of that
you
song.
And me, baby, ain't nothing but mammals, so let's do it like they do on the Discovery Channel.
Oh, that song.
Yeah. Or like the one about like sweat dripping down my balls, something like that. He's just like showing me all those gross songs, super sexual. But I like June. I like hanging out. I hang out with June when we were in high school, and like whenever I see him, like he's like, so I can see what you mean, like. But this
anime only had one disgusting episode, which I'm going to tell you about right now.
No.
The way that anime works is it has each short. I mean, an anime is God damn it. This anime is a short, but each episode has 3 shorts within it. And they're all their own self-contained stories, and they're really funny. So this one, the first story, hilarious. Last story, hilarious. Second story went, what the hell, man? So the thing was, his manga started, the rating started going lower because his female characters sucked. And his editor and all the other girls were like, you need to learn how to, make a good female character. And they're like, he's like, what do I do? He's like, the best way to learn about a girl is to become a girl yourself.
That's stupid.
It's anime logic, whatever. So he cross-dresses as a girl, and he does things as girly as possible. Like, he talks all girly, and he starts holding a purse. Honestly, it's really funny. And then, there's this little girl. She's the lolly of his harem. She's a super assistant. Like, she's really, really good at everything, but she doesn't make manga for herself because she prefers to help people over, like, making her own crap. She falls asleep because she's tired. Like, there's a running joke that she's like a little kid. And then she starts saying... I was about to say this. She starts saying, Mama, I'm hungry. And Aito's like, I can experience the one thing that only a woman can do. And he rips off his shirt and he brings her home. He's like, come on. He tries to breastfeed her. And the other girls, like, lock him up. They're like, what is wrong with you? You can't do this. And, like, even the girl who's goading him on, like, to cross-dress and stuff, even she's like, you're going way too far. But then, like, the girl herself, she's like, she senses or whatever a nipple near her and she starts sucking on it and the guy's like and like that was like I was cringing, man. I was like, this is so gross and weird. And then the girl, by the way, the Soon girl, her favorite thing is hitting people. Dude, so I'm talking about a girl sucking nipples. I turn to look at Spencer and he's licking his lips and while making eye contact.
No, I'm not. My lips are dry.
That's so gross.
Okay, I sat up because my stomach's kind of uncomfortable.
What the hell?
Tilted my head because it's comfortable to do this. And I licked my lips.
You have your head tilted, making direct eye contact with me, and just seductively, slowly licking your lips.
Sorry, we've never bypassed the hour 51 mark before.
We have.
No, we haven't.
Are you sure?
I don't think so. I'm losing my mind here, man.
We have a 2-hour podcast.
We've just covered all of spring in one 2-hour podcast.
Anyway, the girl beats him up for it. That was creepy. But honestly, it ended really nicely. One of the things that he always does is like propose to one of the girls, the main girl, Ashisu, and she always shuts him down. And he's like, can't you ever imagine a future with us together? And she kind of says like, well, I can't imagine ever leaving you alone, but I'll never marry you. Like, good choice. Never marry him. Honestly, really good. What do you want?
Well, the water scares me by my Mac.
I've already spilled this twice.
I know, that's what I'm saying. Okay, so moving on. Mushi-shi. Oh my goodness. This series is so good. It's so beautiful. And the themes are so airy. And if you don't know what Mushi-shi is about, it's about this world that has mushi in it. And mushi are pretty much like not animals, not plants, not bacteria. They're like kind of spirits, but not really. They're another creature form. And they're invisible to most people except Mushi-shis, who deal with issues that they bring about. Like some Mushi provide weird symptoms in people, and he draws them out. And it's kind of like a Cowboy Bebop kind of thing where he goes in an episode, fixes the problem, and then it's over. And sometimes the problem carries over 2 episodes, but the main character is so good. So I marathoned the first season, which was so worth it. If you guys haven't watched Mushi-shi yet, go and watch it. It is so good. I'm dead serious here. Like, every week I was so excited to watch this. Then the second season came out, and they nailed it. Like, it came out a pretty long while after Mushi-shi, the first season, and the art style is still beautiful. The stories are still, some of them are super heavy. Like, super heavy. Like, you're like, oh, crap. Like, they touch on some really weird things, man. And I really don't know if the season's over yet. I haven't seen a new episode coming out in a while. The last one was him in, like, the winter forest. He gets pulled into the swamp. Like, that was him. We still don't really know much. Like, we know his backstory, but anyways, if you're watching Mushi-shi, it's good. So, the other one that I was watching was Nisekoi. We kind of talked about it.
I can chime in on this.
Yeah. So, Nisekoi, the first maybe 10 episodes was great. The animation, like, the first episode we ever watched, like, crap, this is good. Voice actors, great.
Yeah.
Animation, great. Design, great. Second episode, we're like, oh, I want to throw up. Third episode, oh my gosh, so much head turning and all this stuff. And you dropped it.
I carried on more than 3.
I don't know what
4
you
or
did.
5, I don't know.
You dropped them. I kept going because I really like Nisekoi, and I really prefer watching anime over or manga.
I came back twice. I came back to see what Marika sounded like. Perfect voice actors, by the way. They captured her perfectly. And then I came back to watch my favorite arc, which they butchered.
Yeah, the Romeo and Juliet arc was really
the best arc that
up.
Nisekoi has ever had. And they decide to rush it.
Yeah, that's debatable.
In my opinion, is the best. It's my favorite arc. I think it's the best.
They did rush it, though.
It's
2
Chitoge's
episodes,
best.
though? 2 episodes? Yeah, it's really cute. Like that kind of like comeback for her.
Yeah. They completely rushed it. They didn't make things as intense as they should have. In the manga, at least the way I interpreted it was Raku was broken up over Chitoge
He was.
doing this.
Okay,
he was hurting.
let me
It
explain.
didn't seem like that in the anime at all.
You watched 2 episodes,
It was
though.
almost like he didn't care. I watched 3.
You can't jump in, though, in that arc because there's so much...
What are you talking about?
But there was so much build-up.
I watched from the beach to the end. That's where the arc starts and begins.
You mean like when she got in the first
Yeah.
fight? Oh, okay. Never
Of course
mind.
I did.
Sorry, I didn't
That's when
know
the arc begins, man.
Yeah, I felt the tension.
I didn't feel it. It's not as strong.
Yeah.
The slap wasn't as good either.
Well, Nisekoi manga is way better than the anime.
So much better.
Just read, like, even my brother, who just saw Nisekoi on our queue, picked it up and said, oh, read the manga and stick with the manga.
It's true. It's
So, it's way better. So,
Yui best girl.
Oh, man. Tonari no Seki-kun. I don't really know if this one was this spring season, right?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think so.
okay. I think so. This one was great. It's a series of shorts about a guy who gets bored in class and comes up with the most ingenious ways to spend time in school.
I need more Seki-kun. It's so good.
With a girl who does all these tsukamoris beside him. Do you know what a tsukimori is?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like all these kind of like spastic comments about something that's happening.
Yeah.
And it's really funny. I love tsukamoris. Like in Sket Dance, there's a girl who does tsukamoris all the time. It's really funny.
Same thing in Defrag. That was it.
Yes. Yep. Exactly. Yeah. Defrag's identical. I love that because, and I love how the characters don't react. It's really good. Anyways, Seki-kun never speaks.
Nope.
And it's so good. And the girl does everything, and it's so good. Like, if you haven't seen Tonari no Seki-kun, it was the highlight of my week.
It's a series of shorts, and honestly, it's just so good. It's amazing.
The Robot Family?
The Robot Family.
Dad
the
wakes
Shogi
up,
episodes.
His son tries hard. It's just
the fact that Goto's convinced that those two are lovers. It's just
and like
great.
the misunderstandings and those shogi battles or whatever it's called. Like, oh man, so good. And then you watched Inugami-san to Neko something.
Inugami-san to Neko-yama-san. I'd even try. This was also a good short series. It was actually really, really short. It was Yuri, but it was Yuri done right. It was cutesy. There was actually tried. Every time the Inugami-san would try to go the sexual Yuri route, while the Neko-yama would like slap her. Like, I don't want any of that. She's like, I want to hold your hand and that's it. It was really cute. It ended with a fireworks festival. It was nice. All the girls got a little bit of screen time. There's a bunch of girls that are all based off animals. There's actually one that's a ghost.
Oh, really?
She's based off a ghost.
Oh,
I don't know. It's funny.
Okay.
It was good. Doesn't need a second season, but if it had one, I'd watch it.
Okay.
And finally,
and the great thing about this podcast is we're ending with probably our favorite series that's been out for a little while now.
No, man, I like Chaika better than this.
Really?
Yeah, of course.
Favorite sports series that's been out for a while.
Yeah, it's because Kuroko ended.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, Ace of Diamond provides the most testosterone-filled adrenaline rush periods
When
I've
Raichi
ever...
got that homer,
I was so
Sawamura?
devastated.
Oh my god!
The buildup was there. The pressure was real.
When he does the side, when he goes like to the side, and the aura breaks out and the music starts, you're like, oh man! Even Raichi's like, this is it. The pitch is coming. It's coming. It's coming.
He wrecks it out of the park. He didn't miss though. He didn't mess up. It went. Raichi was so beast. It was a pop fly home run.
Yeah.
That is weird. That doesn't happen. But I was like, he was broken. He was so broken.
Yeah.
He couldn't pitch. He goes off. He's like, and
his entire team.
You know how
was,
Sawamura
like,
is.
fine.
He knows honor. When he learned about his mentor guy, how he was injured, he was so apologetic for being so rude. Like, that's just who he is. He's really sincere.
Yeah.
When he felt that he had let the coach down, I felt for him. I'm like, this coach needs to say something or Sawamura's broken. And what the coach said, it was really good, man.
That home run was the best pitch you made all day.
Yeah, he's like, I don't ask you to be perfect. I just ask you to learn from this experience. And I'm like, man, that you saved his life.
Did he cry? I think Sawamura cried after that.
I think so, probably. It's so, and the game's still going.
Honestly, because he hasn't pitched in a long time. Tanba, I want to see what he can do.
His pitch apparently is really fast. Like that's what his thing is.
I don't think it's fast. I think he just has a perfect mix of control and speed. Because Furuya has all speed.
But it's so sad though. The Kawakami or whatever his name is.
He's sucking shit.
The sidearm guy.
Yeah.
Poor guy. Like he's nothing compared to how good the first years are.
He's sucking some big dicks right now in terms of performance. Some big performance dicks.
Wow. So we're at 1 hour, 59 minutes, and well, on yours it'll be about 30 seconds because of the opening that I put in. Maybe some edits that I do. But, dang. Welcome back to J&B Podcast, ladies and gentlemen.
And we're gone.
Yeah.
On another
Those
hiatus.
limits, yeah, so we're going to be going. That's it. So, but the next time that I think you're going to hear from me.
I don't know what we're going to do next, though.
Yeah, I don't know either.
Actually, no, I do know. It's going to be the summer. It's going to be summer season.
Yeah, I'm excited. I did a little bit of checkups on some of the previews. We were, eating and kind of watching the previews a little bit. Some of them seem interesting, really beautiful. Those glass lips or whatever it's called, that seems interesting.
I'm just looking forward to Sailor Moon, and I kind of want to watch Rail Wars because that's getting some hype.
Yeah,
and it looks ridiculous.
There seems to be some very interesting anime coming out this season, and I really hope it's really low on the harem.
I have a feeling that mech one's not going to be very good.
There's way too much harem, though.
Is there?
No, this season was packed full of harem. I'm really hoping summer is a season that has...
But I only had one true harem anime.
What season is the one that always provides the best again?
Usually summer and winter are the two best seasons.
Oh, I'm excited then. I hope we get a gem.
But summer's usually best in terms of action.
Mm-hmm. We got Gargantua summer, right?
Yeah, it's getting OVA. It's an OVA, yeah.
I'll watch it.
I gotta watch it.
Oh, man. Gargantua, that was a heavy load. Okay, you know that song?
That was a good anime.
I've a heavy load.
Never heard of it.
Whatever. It's a song about like this girl having a heavy load and like it burns
like a dump? Like she has to take a shit?
No, it's about this like heavy burden she has. It burns like fire. It comes like rain. But if you view the whole song as a girl taking a poo, it is freaking hilarious. Because everything she says can be referenced to taking a really bad diarrhea dump. It's so whatever. I probably ruined all of your lives now.
Nah, they can take it. We're on the internet. They're desensitized.
It's true. Okay, so
I'm glad that my allergies didn't get like owned.
We have no idea what we're gonna do for the summer.
Well, it's gonna be same thing as recap, but we're gonna put a few spins on it. Yeah. I have some ideas.
Good. I have some ideas too. I don't have ideas. Sure I just want to get married.
Oh, are we gonna? I don't know. Okay, because no, we're not gonna do that, are we? Because we're not gonna record you opening your wedding gift because we're not going to podcast on that day. No. I'm going to come over, you're going to open my gift, and then I'm going to go home.
I don't want you to ever record me opening your gift because I want to be more personal. I don't want to have to perform. I'm not performing right now, but man, it's awkward opening a gift in front of a mic that people are going to hear. You know what, man? I love you too. I'm just letting that go. There's no bad blood between us. It's all there.
I tried giving you a gift yesterday because you came over and you're like, no, I want it wrapped. I was like,
I didn't say wrapped. I said I wanted it. Nope. You said Janelle would be mad if it wasn't wrapped. I said I don't care. I don't want it just like this. I won't be in the mood. If you give it to me after the wedding, I'll be in that celebratory mood and I'll be more acceptant of it. Because you've hyped the crap out of this gift, and I'm freaking concerned that I won't.
It's not sexual. I told you.
No, I'm not concerned about that. I'm concerned that I'm not going to live up to your expectations of of what I'm going to react. I'm going to be excited, I know, but now that you've hyped the crap out of this gift, I'm like, oh man, I better hope that I'm good. Like if you just dropped it on my lap on a couch, I don't think if I'd be able to. Yeah. And saying your brother thinks it's cool, it doesn't really like, oh, that sets the bar really.
Man, he wanted you to know.
That sets the bar really high, man.
Spencer's experienced
the thing about his brother is he has so many idiosyncrasies that are exactly like Raj. Like laughing, the way he talks, like his charm, like how he can pull you into conversations. So he got me talking comfortably with him, even though I don't even know who he is. He even got me to kind of agree to bring him to Tough Mudder next year. Dang it.
You're like, how do I get out of this?
Yeah, how do I get out of this? I was like, I wanted to go Tough Mudder with just my fiance, nobody else.
He'll forget about it.
So I'm not going to remind him.
I won't remind him, unless I feel like making you suffer.
I really have to go to the bathroom.
You agreed with me that he is as dumb as a sack of dicks.
Yeah. He's so stereotypical teenager, worldly, phone kind of in the world society, not a hipster, just classic dumb Snapchatter. No offense.
Dumb Snapchatter. I like that. No offense to you guys who use Snapchat, I guess.
I mean, Snapchat's a good platform.
Good way to sext. It's true.
You know it's also a good way to sext? Getting a wife.
You can sext with your wife. You don't have to.
Yeah, but when she's naked in bed with you, that means
that's not sexting.
But you can do whatever you want.
But like, what if you're like you just cut off work, you're like looking forward to get home and you get a sex from your wife?
I bet I'm going to.
And that would be awesome, right?
I have spent over $400 on lingerie for her.
How expensive is lingerie?
Expensive. Bras can be like $90.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Don't get a big wife. Because they're even more expensive. And you have to shop at like the really expensive places because the only place that holds up the bounty.
Still haven't met you know who yet, have you? You need to find her, damn it.
Okay. There's a girl that he likes at work. Okay.
Nobody at my work listens to the podcast. I think.
Know. Okay, hopefully. And he tells me the girl's name, and I'm like, okay. So I go in there a couple times because we work right beside each other. I have a pool.
You and I live 5 minutes from each other, and now we literally work a minute from each other.
And so it's kind of weird that way. But we work, so I can kind of pop in sometimes when I go to the Tim Hortons buy and grab an ice cap, and I kind of like want to see this girl and what she looks like. But man, these girls have the name tags right on their chests, and so I'm trying to like look for the name of the girl, and I'm like staring at all these girls' chests, and they're like, "Can I help you?" I'm like, "Nope. You're not the girl." And like I'm trying to like get in line to order things just so I can look at their names. It's really awkward. But she works afternoons, right? So
yeah,
I need to go when you're not there.
She's working right now. We're not gonna go right now.
No, I don't. I really have to go to the bathroom. I think I've told you that like 3 times.
Second time now.
Yeah. So that was the crazy ride that is the spring anime season 2014
finale.
That's the finale. If you've just joined us, this is your first time listening to us, welcome. We're both goofs. We love anime. Apparently we have nice voices.
We have good voices, yeah.
Thanks,
I like my voice. It's sexy.
Mine's all right.
Yeah.
I like your low tones.
I've heard better.
I've heard deeper.
It's true. Well, I just have to listen to myself, don't I?
We love anime. We like talking about anime. We also like interacting with our fans. So if you follow us at JMB Podcast, if you email us at jamesandbrownpodcast@gmail.com, if you download our podcast on iTunes, if you follow us at James and Brown, or is it JMB Podcast?
You already said that one.
YouTube.
Yeah, James and Brown on YouTube.
James and Brown on YouTube. Everywhere that you listen to all your podcasts, we're there. And if there's a place that you don't like, that you frequent that we're not on, you're wrong. So,
or tell us, maybe there's something that we missed.
That's true. But we have iTunes, YouTube, and Podomatic.
Yeah, I think we're covered.
I think we're good.
Because I have a Windows Phone, I can still access iTunes. So
you're good.
If my goddamn Windows Phone can access it, I think you can access it on whatever you're using.
I mean, iPhones are set. Androids are set. If you're going to use that Fire phone.
Or the Ubuntu phone. What is wrong with you? Why would you buy that?
the Ubuntu phone? The Mozilla phone?
Yeah.
Oh, jeez. Okay, guys, listen. Nice try. It's too late for you. I'm sorry. Wait. What about
I think we're trying to make
about a BlackBerry?
Those still exist.
the ZX?
Oh,
whatever.
Man.
Haters gonna hate.
All right. So we'll be back in 3 weeks, I think, with the summer season.
In case you you attempt to go solo.
We'll see.
I
might have an announcement to make in a week or so. So, with that said, if you have any questions for the Crepe Corner, which we did, you know what? Timestamps are going to be a pain in the ass for this episode for me.
Why?
Because it's all out of order.
It's all in order. They're all there.
We jumped around on this list.
I can move it. The only thing we jumped around was meh to bad. We went all the way down.
Whatever.
You have to do timestamps by ear anyways. You never get this.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
We do a random topic button and you're complaining that I have a list for you?
Yo, buddies, deep it open.
Oh, yo, buddy.
Okay, so if you have any questions for the Crepe Corner or questions in general, please send us a tweet at JNB Podcast on Twitter or an email at jamesandbrownpodcast@gmail.com. If you're listening to this on YouTube, don't feel afraid to hit subscribe and get more podcasts on, weekly basis.
And comments about ecchi anime that we're not going to review. Lol. Sorry, buddy.
You just totally shat on that one, dude.
It's because whatever.
All right. I'm Raj of James and Brown.
And I'm Spence of James and Brown.
We'll see you guys in a couple of weeks after Spencer's no longer single and no longer a virgin.
I will be a married man.
Hi.
Bye. Virgin? Oh, boy.